Uh, he, now he won't be able to get his fix. Yeah. Mhm.
Because I'm muted. Because that's how it works here at NLG. Something happens where I can't do something right. Welcome everybody. We're gonna try this again. Welcome everybody to the NLG show. It is Thursday night. It is a very special Thursday night. It is the Thursday before E3, and we have a great show for you with a fantastic guest, a very good old friend, and an old NLG alumni himself. We're gonna get to him in just a second. I want to get to my man Peter. What's up, brother man?
What's going on? It's Thursday, ready to do the show. It's almost like E3's Eve, which sounds kind of weird.
I know.
But let's do this.
Let's do this. And Chris is.
And I almost feel like I'm here on a reunion show a little bit.
I know.
Even though I wasn't part of it, it's pretty neat.
But you know what? You're coming up on 3 years yourself, man. I mean,
I know.
Next month is 3 years with us. I'm so blessed. I really am. It amazes me how far we've come as a group here. And then we got the man, the myth, the legend. He is one of the finest and most. And he just oozes class. My man, Chris Williams. Now, unfortunately, he's braving through a thunderstorm, so he's actually here on his phone with no electricity. That is how dedicated Chris is. What is up, brother?
Wonderful, sir. I'm awesome. I just want Coop to look at my beautiful avatar of the greatest muscle car America's ever had. That's for Coop. So, no, I'm happy to be here. Happy to have Sean on and be here with you and Peter and. Just excited, dude. I'm getting more excited every time I hear see more talk about E3 and stuff. I'm ready for Sunday.
Oh yeah. And now to the far right, my old friend, long time old friend, helped me get Next Level Gaming off the ground in 2001, and we've gamed, we've walked the miles. We've done a lot together. My brother Sean, what is up, man? It is great to have you back on.
It is great to be back, man. It's me and Mike. We've known each other since our teenage years, and we've had a lot of ups and downs. But I'm glad to be back in your life, man, and I'm glad to be back with Next Level Gaming.
Dude, I am tearing up. I'm not kidding, man. This was something that I am just so glad that we're able to do this, and we're gonna have some fun tonight, and we're gonna talk about the good old days, because it feels like, I don't know, Peter, Chris, I don't know about you guys, but it seems like the good old days of gaming and E3 and stuff like that, just it seems to have given way to, I'm not sure what, and I've talked about this before, that I think we're not 1 or 2 years away from E3 kind of not being what E3 is, and or maybe even not being around, and we just keep seeing things that pop that way. And Sean and I, man, when we were going back in the 2000s, and me in the late 90s, I mean, this thing was a hustle and bustle of media and flash and show, and everybody needed to be there. So we're going to talk about what this year's E3 is, of course, and then we're going to talk about we'll give you some great stories, Sean and I, about some of the great times. He was before the show pulling up stuff that I can't believe that he still has, that I don't even have, like that I didn't even hold on to. So I can't wait to get into that stuff. But
see, when you guys went to E3, y'all went back in the day when it was just media and developers, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. But the E3 is definitely evolved. So we'll see what happens going forward.
It has, and I did hear that there's gonna be less people there this year than there were 2 years ago. 2017 there were 68,000 people. There's only gonna be 65 this time. And look, you've got to figure out where you want to go and see what, because I'm gonna go grab these. I meant to grab these earlier. To understand how the show floor has changed since our old time is just wild to see. The big boys, except for Nintendo, only one of the three this year is on the main show floor.
Mm-hmm.
That is incredible. Even though Microsoft's going to be there to do the press conference and stuff like that, they're doing that off-site in their own place. But Sony, as we know, isn't even going to be there. And Microsoft or Nintendo rather does their directs, and they're going to have a show floor presence, but that's about it. Companies like Rocksteady, they're not showing anything, so they're not going to be there. Bethesda's going to be there, and we're going to cover that. I'm gonna get the show floor diagrams for this year because I know I can get them. But it's very different. It is very different this year. That's really weird.
But you are having some newcomers coming in too. So, like Square Enix is going to have a deal. I'm not sure of Bandai Namco, but then Digital Revolver looks like they're going to have a bigger setup also.
Yeah. Now, Square has had a booth there before, and as have before it was Bandai Namco, they were just Namco, and so Namco has had as well. It's but it is weird to not see Microsoft, to not see.
It's crazy. I'm sitting here looking at the list of exhibitors that were at the 2004. I don't know if I can just show this or not, but you can see there's one page of companies. Page 2 of the companies that were at E3. Page 3 that were the companies at E3.
But maybe it's because they all acquired each other, so it's now
yeah.
kind of
Half of them
consolidated.
are part of the Xbox, the other half is Sony.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, I have a mute button. I have a mute button on my thing, and it goes like this. Arrow. That's right. Shoot, I was.
You're probably just clicking it for the fun.
Clicking it just to mute myself. No. I mean, yeah, those stuff. That stuff. Remember, Sean, that they had so much on the actual show floor that all the indie developers had to be down in like the steerage area, like the base. They had them in the basement.
Yeah, I remember one year Atari wasn't even on the floor; they were outside,
right,
under like a big tent.
Oh, remember the hell is the company's name? Before Take-Two and all those got big, it was the guys that made 4x4 Evolution and stuff. They were across the street in the parking lot, and they turned the parking lot into this like jam area. They had music going and food everywhere. And what year was that? It was I think it was 2003. I've got some great pictures that I'll put up while we're talking. I'm having trouble finding the floor plan, but well, here's one. Hang on. So yeah, hang on.
I actually have pictures of the floor plan from 2004.
Oh my god, that is crazy. So to me, this it's just weird to see how this is gone. Here's the West Hall. I'm gonna pull up a picture of the West Hall. And this is from this year. Oh, I do have them. Oh, good. I still have them. Okay, so might need to try to blow that up a little bit. Let me see if I've got. Let me try a better picture. All right, so here's the West Hall for this year, right? So Nintendo's got a decent booth. Sega's got a booth, which is reminiscent of the old days. But then you've got the Unreal Garden, the E3 Networking Lounge, My Arcade something or other. Oculus has a booth. There you go.
There's an E3 esports zone.
That's where Frankie's going to be all of E3.
Probably.
So, I need to get some light over here. So
at the Battleborn Esports.
Yeah. It's where all the free-to-play games go to die. Xseed. And then over in the other concourse, in the South Hall, is where everything used to be, right? Sean, we used to go in, and we used to find, like, we used to walk in, and Konami used to have a big, giant, whatever metal gear they were working on.
Yeah.
So, the biggest booth is split between Square Enix and Bethesda. It's just... Unfortunately, it's as good a picture as I think I can get.
There's from 2004.
I mean,
I should send you a screenshot of this.
Yes, I mean everybody who wanted to be there was there. And now, Capcom's back. Epic Games, so Epic's. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be showing off their store. Warner Brothers has a booth. I want to see if I can get a better South Hall picture.
Warner Brothers has a booth. They also do they control Rocksteady?
I don't know if they control Rocksteady, but Rocksteady was certainly there. That's
yeah.
They're not gonna. Rocksteady's not gonna be there.
I know.
So I mean, I don't know. I remember. It's just weird to me. And look, we're gonna be here on Sunday at 4:00, streaming the Xbox conference. And I'm expecting it to be a big thing. You guys can chime in as what you guys. We're gonna talk about what we think is gonna happen there. But it was a big, they're big to-dos, and I think this one's gonna be a big to-do as well. They've got a lot to show off. And then everything from there is Bethesda's, which is always decent. And then you had, then you've got the next day, you got Square Enix doing one. You got Ubisoft, which is always good for a laugh. Digital Devolver and the PC show. Hashtag not my E3.
Nintendo Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Nintendo Tuesday.
Even though EA's not going to be there, but they are there, but they're doing it Saturday.
Right. And I tweeted this out today. No, Starfield will not be there, Coop. Todd Howard said Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 will not be there.
Wow.
So what are they going to show?
I was hoping to get a little bit more on those.
I don't know.
Second year season pass for Fallout 76.
Hey, new bag, a new DLC of bags.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
A real leather bag.
So these are the, I still can't find a better picture of the South Hall for this year. I guess, but it's all right. So, my first E3 was 1998, and I just remember. I remember that was the first set of battles between Sega and Sony. And you walk down the hall, the South Hall, and like right up in that middle section of the South Hall, you had a giant Sega booth on one side and a giant Sony booth on the other. And I mean, they had loud music blaring out. I still have my old card. I don't know if you guys can see that. My old business card for Dreamcast HQ. The
Nice.
PR game editor. And in 1999, I showed this on Twitter. My LA 1999 shirt, hat rather. Always nice. And I mean, those were great days. And then, you know, I met. So when I was, I met Chris Wilson through that site, and then him and I had talked about putting something together. And I came to Sean and said, "Sean, you love to play video games. You want to put this website together with me?" And he said, "Yeah." And then we started up Next Level Gaming. And in honor of that, I am wearing my old, this still fits my old Next Level Gaming shirt that I used to wear to E3. Has the website name on it. Of course, if you put the website in now, it takes you to a gaming headset website. Turns out we can, I showed him earlier, we can buy the website back for the low price of $2,999. All right, I'm turning this light off. This light's not doing me any good.
All right, the interrogation is now officially over.
Yeah, that light's not doing me a damn bit of good. So then we started. I mean, we went right away. We went in 2001. 2002 is the year I got married. So Sean had to take the reins and go without me. And then from 2003 to 2007 were my my heyday. It was my prime. So
I think the meat and the potatoes was 2004 and 2005. That's when NLG started really taking off.
Agreed.
And you got us a bunch of affiliates.
We were UGO affiliates.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's what paid our way to the show, man. We got just enough ad revenue to pay for the hotel room and incidental stuff, and we just had to buy our plane tickets. So we were lucky in that way. And we had a business license, and that's because you had to have a business license. You couldn't just be, you know, some writer dude off the net. So we actually had a business license, and we had to show copies of our work. So we all had to print out articles that we did, and it had to have our name on it. And we were treated like everyone else. And there's just some great memories that we have. So I'm going to show some pictures while we're talking, just of various years. You brought up 2004, so I'll start there. And you know, sorry, we may show a booth babe or two tonight, because I got incriminating pictures of Sean that we might have to show tonight.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Actually had an article about booth babes, but
yes, it's still up.
Probably couldn't fly today.
No, it would not fly today.
What was it a couple of years ago? Didn't Xbox had some booth babes or something, and they got criticized for it?
They had something at GDC, at a party at GDC.
Or was it FanFest?
No, it was at GDC.
No, it wasn't. Oh, that's right.
They had a party at GDC, and they had some women that were, I guess they were dancing or something like that, and they were like happy to be there. It was what they do, and it wasn't. Yeah, they got criticized for it. So
Nintendo even had booth babes.
Just a disclaimer right now: if this upsets you, you may as well turn the podcast off, because we're gonna have to show. Because that's what I mean. There was nothing untasteful going on there. It wasn't like they were, you know, they weren't women up on poles dancing. Maybe in the Gizmondo booth, but you know, not. They were, you know, they were you know what they really were? They were cosplaying. It's the modern day of what they were doing. That's honestly what they were doing.
But back then they called them, you know, booth babes. Nowadays they're called cosplay.
Right.
Same thing. They're just walking around.
Jeff is saying Pixar, it didn't happen. Okay, I got him. Hold on.
Your wish is Mike's demand.
This is at the
If they have any issues with the babes, just send your hate tweets at retrotix.com.
So just...
I could take the heat.
All right, here we go. At the Gizmondo booth with his Xbox 360.
What game was that from?
That was Gizmondo. So hold on. So this was 2005. We'll get back to 2004, but this was 2005, and there was a Gizmondo booth. So Gizmondo was another attempt at a handheld, and it didn't go anywhere. Like, I don't even know if it ever launched.
I think the guy who developed, like, one of the presidents got arrested or something.
Hold on, I'm trying to find a picture of it because they had a booth. So they had a large booth, and they had in the booth a DJ, spitting tracks. And I swear there were more of these ladies in the booth than there were actual people that came through. Believe it, here it goes. They were all too happy to take a picture with him because there was honestly no one else coming through to even look at the handheld. And even like EA even was supporting the thing, and they couldn't get anyone through. So there's DJ Sadness. There's the DJ.
I can play games.
And it was apropos that the DJ booth was a dumpster.
Yeah.
So
that's where the system ended up.
It really did. I do have a couple more pictures of that booth too. It was, it was a cool booth though. And people, at this point there were some people walking through it, but there was some coolness to the booth. Like, they've spent some money on this. You have one more. I have two more pictures. So there's they had this whole city thing, and then they had this really cool car. Let's see. They had this really cool car. And there's a little picture of the Gizmondo right there in front of the car.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It was DOA. It was like the Phantom. So
yeah.
Oh wait, I have more pictures. I got more pictures, I think, of the car. It was a Porsche. That was a Porsche. That was the highlight of the whole booth. I know it's not a Mustang, Chris. It's a Carrera GT.
Right. As long as it's not a Camaro.
By the way, I'm so sorry. What is up to the awesome chat room? The best chat room on the internet, bar none. Welcome everybody. Welcome Indie Gamer, Jeff, Coop's in there, Monkey Punch. Man, my boys. Love you guys.
We had Brett jump in earlier.
Yeah, I saw Enrique too. What's up, guys? Yeah. Welcome Enrique. Thank you so much. You guys honor us by being here. It's like the when you get off of a plane. We know there are other shows you could be watching right now, but we're glad you're watching with us. So while we're still on 2005, remember this little bad boy?
Oh God,
the N-Gage, where you had to take the battery out to change games.
Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And you put so it when you had it. So pretend this was an N-Gage. When you actually talked on it, you talked on it like this.
Okay.
It was fantastic.
It looked like a taco.
It did. So, now that year, I went to the Xbox press conference. Sean went to the Nintendo conference. So that's what we did. I went to the Xbox conference. One of the other guys went to the Sony conference, and Sean would go to the Nintendo conference. So that year was kind of the conference in the round. So they had everything. They had this really cool, as you can see it underneath the floor was the Xbox 360 kind of green thing, and it was pulsating underneath of them. So there you had kind of the trifecta of gaming. There's Jay Allard, Robbie Bach, and Peter Moore. And
awesome.
three very excellent guys. I think Robbie Bach is actually, I have to look on Twitter. I think he's still following me on Twitter. I have to ask him if he would come on one day and do some talk. Peter and I are still Facebook friends. So what was really cool the other day, so I don't know if you guys know this, just something about Peter. So he went off to be the CEO of Liverpool Football Club. They already won the Champion League championship. Like, he's not there a year, and they are already winning. The man wins wherever he goes. And so we were talking, and it turns out he's also friends with my original Sega rep for the Dreamcast, and her and I have now reconnected. And she wants to come on and talk about Dreamcast later this year because Dreamcast turns 20. 20?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it turns 20 this year. Or 1999, 2009, 2019 turns 20. So she wants to come on and do like a 20-year celebration show. I'm all about that. So, Jago, what's up, brother? So, and Worry's online. Let's get Worry in here. Hold on, guys. You guys talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'm going to do a little magic. Sean, want to tell a story?
Yes. A story. Let me think here. Actually, we were just talking about this earlier. I still have plane tickets.
Oh, wow.
E3.
Is that the man, the myth, the legend? Is he on?
Who are we talking about?
Oh my goodness.
We have our other special guest.
Special? Is that how you describe me as
Y'all stay
special?
close to the convention.
Hang on. Oh shit! Didn't mean to move the whole background. Hold on a second.
Super Hoarder.
What are there people dancing? Is that old E3 there?
That is old E3. That is E3 2000.
Is that Jay Allard?
That is Jay Allard, Robbie Bach, and Peter Moore.
Oh Lord, Peter Moore was the absolute best representative of Xbox.
He really, honestly was.
The game room that you have there is incredible. I watched your video, Sean.
Who, me? What's up, Warren?
How you doing? Nice
I'm
game
doing
room.
good, man.
Hang on, I'm getting
Thank
you.
you.
I'm getting you live.
You're getting me live?
I am getting you live.
Oh, you're not live now? You didn't
No,
start
we're live. We're live. Look.
I just don't have my camera up, so is that all right?
Well, yeah, I guess so. It would be cool if you could. We've seen you
Super
before.
Cooper said I'm a hoarder. You can't see what's on the floor.
I cannot believe the stuff that you still have. I'm not kidding. I cannot believe the stuff that you still have. That I don't even have. I gotta go looking for things that I just.
I don't throw much. I don't throw much away.
I am so. I'm so.
We were just
impressed.
talking. We were talking about before we went live. They used to give these magazines out every day when you went to E3. So every day they had something different.
You mean when E3 was actually about console gaming and
Yep.
stuff like that?
And stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all esports.
There's a better picture of Jay Allard right there.
Jay Allard.
Yeah.
So everybody,
the old...
for those who don't know,
Oh goodness, there's the $600 get a second job system.
Right. So I want to. So for those who don't know, I want to introduce my friend Brian Rory Ward on the Twitters. He is honestly. He's been on the. He actually was on one of the co-hosts of this show back in the day with Enrique and him and me. And
Right.
What was her name? Oh, what was her name?
I was on there too.
Yes, you were on. She was the Destiny girl. What was her name? I can't remember now.
Who are you asking me?
Anybody who knows.
I have no clue.
Oh, I don't remember her name. I have to go back and look. But, we call him the voice of reason. If you have not
anymore.
Yes,
not anymore.
Oh, yes.
Have you seen my last video about the Xbox body wash?
Yes.
There's no reasoning there.
Oh my God. Yes, it's beautiful. I laugh my ass off. I'm telling you, the next one you make, if you forget to say next gen sent, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah. Well, I did one when the PlayStation they came out with their sneakers. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
I just noticed the Atari hat, Sean. Nice.
Thank you.
There we go. At least
Nintendo did it too. I guess
did.
every company is guilty of doing it because they brought out shoes and
Vans
and band
they
shoes.
had lollipops at one point, believe it or not.
Yep.
Mario cereal.
I think Nintendo might have had more than anybody, actually.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do? I mean, it's funny. I think it's kind of funny. I don't think I would have advertised body wash a week before E3, but it's okay.
So I do have one.
Well, isn't that the number one item that they always say to pack to go to the shows is deodorants and stuff?
Deodorant,
Yes,
right?
and
So
It sends a great message to the gamer, doesn't it?
Yeah,
But
You
supposedly it's
smell.
only being done in Australia.
definitely stinks.
Right, and New Zealand, Australian and New Zealand, but that's just the start. So it could come here if you're really desperate to get it.
Remember the onesies? Didn't that start in?
Oh, the one I wanted one of those though.
You know, I'm not ashamed to say that I wanted one too. I just don't think I could find one that would fit.
Well, you got a Nintendo jacket that fits.
Yes. Did you get the link to that?
Yeah, I'm gonna get one.
Oh,
Pretty
it's
sweet.
amazing. I got the Nintendo one, and I got the Resident Evil with the umbrella symbol on it as well. But there's a ton of them there that are really nice.
So
What happened? There's
I did get this picture
There we go.
that you sent
what?
me, Sean. As close as you always got to the stage. As close as you always got to the stage, and you were able to get that picture of Iwata holding up the Wii. Or at that time, we were still calling it the Revolution because none of us would admit we wanted to call it the Wii.
I think I was
Wii.
the only person in California that said, "Hey, this thing is going to be successful." Everybody's like, "You're nuts."
No, but remember after we got done, like you came back with all this stuff, and I had read about it, and we sat down. We were at that diner, right? Remember? We were at that you, me, and Dan, and we said, "Who the hell named this thing? What the hell is a Wii?"
Well, how about the sequel, the Wii U?
Yeah,
I mean, Jesus.
But I mean,
I'm glad the Switch is not called like the Wii U too.
The Wii
Right.
Y. Oh, Trinity, what's up? What's up?
Nintendo learned.
Welcome, my lady Trinity. How are you? Welcome to our chat room. Oh, we got some great people tonight, man. Our chat, and I'm kind of looking
me.
over to the left. Right. I still think you should turn your camera on. That's just me.
No, you don't want to see me right now. Trust me.
Are you in a robe? I remember you in a robe.
That's creepy.
Wait, how do you remember this?
That wasn't creepy at all, was it?
No.
I remember you in a robe.
Yeah,
Doomhammer has joined the chat. That's awesome. So, Sean's claim to fame. I've never seen. He was the Nintendo whisperer.
Right, he still is.
He still is. So Sean will tell you. I'll let him tell you. Trying to deal with Golan Harris.
Yeah, they were. Golan Harris was tough to crack. I mean, no matter who you were, if you went to a Nintendo booth, they would not let you in. They would not, no matter what credentials you had. I was just consistent. I just bugged the hell out of them until they said okay.
Gave up.
Because it was like pulling teeth. Because it was hard to get review stuff. They would only send it to the big companies like IGO and stuff like that. But yeah, I just kept hammering away, and finally, I got a PR person in 2004, and yeah, the rest was history.
Yeah, they looked at our stats and said, "Holy crap, you guys get a lot of hits." And I'm like, "Well, we tried to tell you that."
Yeah.
I sent them some of my reviews too. That was on Next Level Gaming. I think I sent them it was a Wave Race Blue Storm review and a couple other ones. And when I wrote reviews about Nintendo stuff, they were like books.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
And this was back when we didn't have spell check. So.
There was no Microsoft Word. You could just highlight the whole paragraph and do spell check.
No, when I typed out Konami, nobody noticed.
Just say Konami, please. Stop it.
Konami.
And Kojima.
Kojima.
Right, there you go.
Kojima.
He's making that game that's very easy to follow. It's about
right.
strands on your jacket that fall off, and
it's the first.
It's a new genre.
It's the first ever.
Which basically means it's going to be an action adventure game with some light RPG undertones, but it's brand new.
It's the Strand game.
Strand. Oh, that clears it up.
Yeah, it's
I saw a head.
You saw a what?
I saw someone's head.
What?
What was that?
You saw a head.
Brian turned his camera on.
Did everybody just see that?
No. What?
Well, I put my camera up, but it's not showing on the deal.
Oh.
There we go.
It's not?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Power finally came on in the house.
Oh, excellent.
Okay.
It's up to you if you want to. When you get your computer up, if you want to switch your computer.
Yeah, I already did.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we can see him in the Skype itself, just not on the.
Oh, there he is. Hang on. All right, hold on. Oh, I know why. Hang on a sec. Because Mal filled in for him. I just have to switch over to. There he is. Come on, Brian. Put on a shirt and put his camera on.
Hey now. Come on now. It's a miracle that I even showed up, right?
This is true. This
Yeah,
is
that's awesome.
I'm honestly so glad you're here. This really is like a reunion show.
Oh, if only someone I knew felt that way.
Good God.
Hey, Sean.
Yes.
Nintendo. Does it bother you that there isn't the streaming options and achievement systems and stuff like that on the Switch yet, or no?
No, it doesn't really bother me.
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to stream some games. Like I would love to stream Zelda and but I don't know. It just seems like maybe I was thinking maybe Mixer would jump in there and offer that.
I can
Or even
still
Twitch.
possibility.
I'm not sure why Twitch isn't available. Or...
Yeah. Well,
I've
they
never
just
really
barely
been-
got YouTube. Yeah, so they can.
Yeah, I know.
I've never really been a big streamer. Speaking of Nintendo, there's a Nintendo right here. Nintendo the cat.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Here's the booth. Here's the Nintendo booth from 2005 when they were just starting to show off the DS.
Yeah.
And the Game Boy Micro. So
I love the DS.
And the DS was a different. It had a different look to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have a picture of that or not, though.
Of
Mike.
what?
The original DS. It had more of like a.
Well, this was on the show floor. Hang on, let me see what I do have a picture of the Game Boy Micro. These are the Game Boy Micros.
I never got one of those, but I wanted one so bad.
Let me see what I still have. And this was cool. This was a voice over IP tech demo that they were doing.
It seems like everything that was fun at E3 is in the past, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Some of my greatest memories. I'm just serious. So I got another picture to show since Brian just popped in. There's a so this is back.
Which one's Brian?
Cosplay. It's cosplay. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's cosplay now. That's right.
Actually, it's there. Hey, there he is. I forgot I had this one. I forgot I had this one with Link. Link.
Oh Lord.
He had Link.
Yes, I'm seeing a huge advantage when you're playing at home.
Oh Lord. I bet the ladies were just dying to give you their phone numbers then, huh?
I actually think I was more turned on by meeting Link than the girls. So
Exactly. Nothing wrong with that, right?
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Look at that.
this is some great stuff. But
You kind of look like Tommy Tallarico a little bit.
I don't know if I have any others of Sean. I have some of my other folks that were at the show. We took a pretty good contingent of people. It wasn't just Sean and I. We had Dan Comer, who did our PC stuff. We had what was his name, Jeremy, that wrote some stuff for us. We took 3 or 4 people every year because we had to cover the whole show. Here's Square Enix back at that time because they were Square Enix then.
Yep.
So, that year too, Sean, they had the Batmobile. Remember? Because Batman Begins was just coming out.
yeah, that was
That's
like
nice.
Right,
What's that?
That's the Batmobile from the
right when
movie.
you walked in.
Oh, I must be behind a little bit. I'm seeing like a wall with televisions on it. And things like that.
Watch the.
Oh, there's the Batmobile.
Yeah,
There
watch
it
the
is.
Skype screen. Watch the Skype screen instead.
Okay.
Because that's more live than. Yeah, there was just so many cool things. Sony was just getting started with Welcome
PS3.
Change. He was they were gearing up. There's the Elder Scrolls Oblivion signs.
Mm.
This would be the year. This was the year that they started to kind of start talking about the start talking about the PS3, where we got kind of the first look. And here's
At the
2K6.
yeah, that's the Microsoft booth.
Jaws.
Yeah.
So this is like a reminiscing show of past E3s.
This is Pat. Yeah, and we'll talk about this at E3 too. I don't want to. I'm not leaving it out. I'm just saying. Here we go. Here's where. Here's how close. Here's how close Sean was to the E3 because you sent me these pictures. We downloaded these pictures afterwards. That's how close Sean got to the stage for Nintendo's E3 press conference.
Yeah, he's almost on
That is-
stage.
He's almost.
That's the E3 where they showed off the Legend of Zelda and everybody went apeshit.
Yep.
Oh, the cel-shaded one, Wind Waker.
No, no, not that
No, not that one.
one.
So there's Reggie Fils-Aimé, as blurry as it got.
When
He was so close to Reggie, he was like shaking the camera. He was so it's a little blurry. You have to excuse it. But this is great stuff, man. This is. If we go back, let me go back to. So 2003 was kind of the first one. I showed this picture. The first one where we started really taking pictures, and the only other person that I have that this was our other writer. His name is Jeremy. Oh, did we lose you, Brian? Oh, hold on.
Jeremy who?
Yeah. We may have lost him. Oh, there was a Wolfenstein game that came out.
Oh, nice.
There we go. I think we got him back. Did we lose him?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back.
There was a
I think
Wolfenstein
that might
game.
have been
Was
Return
that,
to Castle.
Yeah, Return to
This
Castle.
one right here?
Wolfenstein. Yeah.
that.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I have that one.
I got props, man.
Yes, you do.
That was a great game.
It was a
Yep.
great game. I have it. I still have it. I'd love for it to be backward compatible one day. No. and here I am outside of the back when I just had gotten married. I was a year. My wife hadn't fattened me up yet.
I could tell you just got married. There's still an air of a soul around you.
Hey, my wife is wonderful. I cannot lie. My wife is the reason that I'm down here doing this, because she supported. Seriously, from 2001 when we met through 2007 when I finally walked away because my now oldest son was two, and he was really starting to need daddy's attention, and I couldn't work a full-time job and then come home and do hours of
Makes
writing.
Sense.
So I gave it up and retired. But my wife had no problem me going away for a week, leaving her with the kids to go do this every year. And she knew how much, Sean and I and Dan and these guys, how much we loved what we did. And she supported it. And she supports what I do right now. Like, we got home. She's like, "Don't you have podcasts soon?" That's what my wife does. So I can't say enough.
She's a keeper.
Yes, she is.
Why are you still married, sir?
Oh. Now, 2004 was probably, as Sean said, we were getting our feet under us, but that was one of the great shows of that era, because if you guys remember, that was when EA joined Xbox Live. Remember, they didn't support the Xbox at the beginning for Xbox Live. Mm-hmm. They were happy to put their games on it, but there was no Xbox Live for the original Xbox. And then they decided that year when Microsoft did Xbox Live 2.0 that they were finally gonna make the move. And I remember being at that conference and hearing that announcement, and the place, like the room we were in, just went nuts. I mean, that was a great time to be there.
I think when they saw Xbox Live and broadband only, and they bet on that being a big thing, and it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
EA was a totally different company back then too.
Exactly.
Yes, they were.
Talk about having a soul. They had one back then.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. Spider-Man 2 had come out, and they had this. They had this thing. That was the
Dr. Octopus.
That's the Dr. Octopus thing. This is back when Activision had games. When Activision,
yeah,
they had every license, every movie license you could think of. They had Bond. They had Spider-Man. They had Spiderman. They had they had id Software too. So they had Doom and Quake.
Mm-hmm.
And of course they had Tony Hawk when Tony Hawk was good.
That was a huge game, and then it just died. I remember loving that game. It was like SSX. Games like that, the snowboarding games, they were a lot of fun, and then all of a sudden, gone.
Yeah, very much so. And then you had THQ, which they're back, but they're back as a different company. The THQ had a ton of game licenses too, like SpongeBob SquarePants, and they had the UFC license and all that. So here's the Nintendo and Sony booths kind of next to each other.
Does THQ, are they doing the Darksiders series?
Yes, and they have the Darksiders Genesis.
Right, coming out, co-op.
Yeah, Trinity, they tried to bring Tony Hawk back, but Tony Hawk phased through walls and stuff in the last edition. It was not the best.
Quantum Hawk.
Yeah. Quantum Hawk. No, man, this was good times. Codemasters was big back then. I mean, they're still decent now, but they were much bigger back in the day. And they had football games, and they had Dirt, which is an excellent series. But back then it was Colin McRae's Rally, when Colin McRae was alive. See what else I got in here.
I think THQ used to have the WWF licensing too.
They did. You're right. They did.
Yeah.
With youth. Oh.
Yeah.
And then America's Army was a big game back then too. It was a free to play army game, and this helicopter literally came in and landed in front of the show floor, like right in front of like a bunch of us at the beginning of the show day, first day. It was really cool. What else have I got? I don't have much from 2004. What do you got from 2004, Sean?
Let's see.
Is that Alf behind you?
Yep.
Be right back.
Yeah.
He actually has. This is amazing. He has kept stuff. You had the Nintendo press kit from 2000. You were showing it to me before the show.
Yeah. I have. Let me see here.
I'm going to see him on Hoarders next week.
I got. This was the 2004 press kit. There was also a big booklet that they gave out, but they only gave it out to really, really big companies like IGN and stuff like that. But this was the 2005 press kit. What else I got here? Speaking of, me and Mike were talking about this earlier. The Phantom.
Oh.
I had.
This was the.
Hold on, because I've got pictures of it. I got pictures, and I think I took a movie. I have pictures of the Phantom. So that I can't remember when that was. What year was that?
It was 2004.
Okay.
Was the Phantom a streaming console?
Kind of. It was you downloaded the games to it. So
Right.
This was it. The pictures are a little blurry, but
And it didn't succeed.
it didn't even launch. And what's funny is they gave you a shirt, and I wish I still had the shirt. And the shirt literally said, I have seen the Phantom console.
Wow, that would definitely get you the ladies.
Yes. Unfortunately, these are like 320 by 240 pictures because back then, this is what they showed. But this was Unreal. Let me see if I do this. Nah, that's not going to help.
Is that the console there?
That's the console underneath the TV. And what they had sold this on was it was completely upgradable. You paid the subscription fee, and they would continue to send you. They would send you the latest version of the console, and you'd send the old one back, and it would have the latest parts in it.
That's ridiculous.
Yes.
So essentially a PC.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was.
Right.
And here was the advanced AI or advanced UI for it.
Look at that UI. That looks like a Windows UI.
Yes. Oh man! I mean, this thing was.
Look at that.
Oh man! Hold on. Let me see how well this plays. Let me see how well this video plays.
The hell are we looking at?
The Phantom console. It existed for a short time.
The Ouya before the Ouya?
You're right, before the Ouya. Yes, I have an E3 demo. Hold on. I actually took this video. I don't know if it's got any sound. Hang on. It was playing Unreal or Unreal Tour. It was Unreal Tournament. And
yeah, that looks like Unreal.
I mean, it was legitimately playing Unreal.
And that's streamed, or that's natively on the console?
It downloads it to. It did not stream. It downloaded it. It downloaded it to the console.
Look at that.
Yeah. Hang on, I got a second video.
It also had a weird keyboard that would fold over, and you could put the mouse. Here you go.
Oh Lord. And we're still trying to shoehorn keyboards and consoles, aren't we?
This is like seeing a Loch Ness monster. It existed.
Wow.
Is that bigger than the Duke controller?
You should make the video very blurry and just have the Phantom like passing by in the distance behind trees.
It's like the original George Foreman.
Wait up, dude, because I got footage that you guys will love.
It does look like a grill.
It does. It does look like a George Foreman.
Yeah, the Generation 1.
Yeah. It's when he still had hair.
I still have hair. It's just great. This is tough. But it worked. And it never launched. Infinium Labs. That's who made it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Kind of reminds me of the streaming services.
Yeah, but they might at least launch.
They're here today, gone tomorrow.
Yep. I wish I still had that T-shirt. I don't know what
What would
happened.
you do if you had it? Would you put it on right now and just walk around with it?
I used to wear it.
I have seen the Phantom console.
I used to wear it. Oh, there's the better. Yeah.
Look at that amazing keyboard.
Well, at the time, people were doing the mouse and keyboard movement stuff.
So it was marketed as a hybrid console PC, or?
It's exactly what it was marketed as.
Okay.
It's like watching Alien Autopsy.
Right.
Like zooming in on the carcass.
Except the Alien Autopsy video was real.
Oh my goodness! I'm so sorry. I missed Azrael. How are you doing? Welcome to the chat room. I'm so happy you're here. I missed her jumping in. Oh my gosh. Oh, so there it is. There's the Phantom console. That thing.
Jeez.
Yep. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I've got anything else. The only thing I had was a picture, like I had a close-up picture of the keyboard and mouse thing. It had like a tray. So, what's up, Siberia? Oh, man. So that was 2004 and 2005, man. Those were good times. Keep bringing out
Great time.
Yeah, keep bringing out stuff if you got it, Sean. Just show it on the, even if it's from past years, just keep bringing it. So I'm going to move on to E3 2016 or 2006.
Jeez.
I know. E3.
Are we going from 2000? You're not going from 2006 to 2019 tonight, are you?
No.
Okay.
We're going past midnight, boys.
Right, because I do need some sleep.
A 3-hour tour.
This show won't end until Sunday.
Yeah.
Right when we're ready to stream the conference. So E3 2006 was a very good conference. So obviously, Microsoft was launching the Xbox 360. Nintendo was bringing the Wii, and Sony was starting to show, the PS3. So I mean that was a great generational show, and I do have. So that year at the Xbox press conference
wasn't that the year that BioShock and Mass Effect were announced?
Were they?
I think it was BioShock. That was the year for BioShock, Mass Effect. It might have been Gears of War too. Wasn't it?
Mass Effect came out in 2007. So I
don't know if Gears of War did launch with the 360.
I believe it did, the original Gears, because I had a picture of.
We were at that.
Yeah,
we were at that press conference or whatever when they were showing it off.
Because there's Cliffy B. So I had a picture of Cliffy.
Right. Yeah, I think it was Gears of War.
Yep, it was the original Gears. They were showing off. Yep. So I had.
What was the studio called back then?
Epic.
It
was still. It was the yeah. We actually got a Bill Gates presentation. He came out to talk about the Xbox 360 and how that was a game, a kind of game changer for Microsoft on a whole. We had Mr.
Everyone got a
Molyneux.
free red ring of red light.
Yeah.
With a 360.
Yeah. Surprise.
And they showed there's Peter.
I like Peter Moore a lot. I think they need a better front man, don't you? I just loved Peter Moore. I loved his charisma, the way that he spoke.
He had
there was just a charisma that he had that I think is missing now.
There was. And
I mean, I do like Phil.
And there was a little bit of arrogance too. He had a little bit of arrogance that I liked.
Yeah.
Well, he had a lot of that.
Confidence. Yeah.
He's like a badass uncle.
He was the one.
He's Uncle Rico.
He was the one.
He got on stage and he said, "You see that mountain over there?"
He was the one that in 1999, which again, if you didn't see it, Brian, was my second E3. I got the nice hat.
Right.
That was the year that Sega had their E3 party up in a warehouse, big giant warehouse, like a hangar type warehouse, and there were girders and all kinds of stuff. And he's hanging off a girder, talking to the crowd, big microphone. I mean, he's literally hanging from a girder like Donkey Kong, and he's yelling, "We're gonna kick Sony's ass!" And in his nice British accent, because I do it so well. And the place erupted, and they had guys playing NBA 2K up on the big giant screen, and it was the first time I met him and the first time I had a chance to talk to him. I tell this story all the time, and I love this about him because it's just really the fact that the man and I are Facebook friends is something that is amazing to me. The guy met me and then remembered me. And Sean, I don't know what you were doing that day. You couldn't go up with us, but Dan and I went up and after this show in like 2 weeks before launch or 3 weeks before launch, we went up to New York, and there was a launch party up in New York, and Peter and Shane Kim, who was at the time head of Microsoft Studios, and Arnie. Remember Arnie, our Microsoft rep, who's now and still with Naughty Dog. We went up, and he remembers us, and I had dinner with him, which is insane to think about this time. That we didn't have fan fest and stuff like that. He just was that kind of guy. And then every year, when I would have my Microsoft meeting in the booth, it didn't matter. It didn't matter what he was doing. He would walk over, he'd shake my hand, he'd say hi, he'd ask how my kids were, he'd talk to me for a minute, and then he'd say, "Hey Mike, I gotta run, but I just wanted to come and say hello." And that's there's something that just always, he was always my favorite. One of the best executives for a game company there was. He was so down to earth, it wasn't even funny. And he had his moments too, like you were saying, Brian, his little bit of arrogance. That Halo 2 tattoo is real. You guys know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Grand Theft Auto 4 one is not. Of course.
Fake, right?
That was fake. But that Halo 2 tattoo is real. And I remember being there when he rolled that up. In fact, I think I have. It wasn't from this. I have to try to find it, but I have that picture, and it was just so cool. That that's the kind of thing that he did to get your attention. anyway, so that was that conference, and then Sean didn't get quite as good a seat for the Nintendo conference, but it was still pretty good. You were up on the second deck, and it was still pretty good seating.
My moto.
Yeah. Who's still kicking it? Oh, here we go.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh. Sean got some great pictures of this one. He really did. He got some good pictures of what was going on down there.
I want to expand upon something you said too, Mike. And I think it's different now than it was back then, and I'm probably going to sound like an old man saying this, but back when we were doing this, we had almost like a bond with a lot of developers. Like, we were just talking about this earlier. We actually went and saw Star Wars Episode 3 with the PR people from Activision.
Yeah.
When we were out there.
Yeah.
And we had a bond with a lot of companies. Konami, you know, anytime we needed something from them, they would help us out or give us stuff.
You think social media changed that?
Yeah, I think now it's like it's people who they're almost targeting developers. You know, and back then it was just a different. It was like, you know, they were almost like your friends. And Mike can say the same thing about this. One of the closest developers that we had was Acclaim.
Oh my god!
And those guys were like. You could talk to the guys on a daily basis and they'd be cool with you.
Remember when we went up there and we got to play in the mocap studio, and we were watching them as they were developing All-Star Baseball. Like we would,
yeah,
you know, they were like we couldn't take any pictures or anything, but we were like hanging out with the guys who were actually coding the game. And
yeah.
I still remember the day they closed their doors. And his name was John, and he called me, and he was in tears, and he's like, Mike, we got here, and there was a note on the door that we were closed. So, it was like devastating. They were so, you're right, man. They were so down to earth, and they were so friendly, and you know, it did, but it also, you know, because they respected us even when they knew that we couldn't, you know, it didn't mean that we fluffed our coverage.
Yeah.
You know, they knew if we gave a game a low score or didn't like it, they were like, you know what? At least you were honest, and at least you let us know, and at least you spelled it out in your review, what, you know, objectively what was wrong. And we kept, you know, that's what gave these guys more respect for us than what you see now, where companies actually blacklist certain places from even being able to cover them. And those guys complained, and they, you know, why is it? Well, it's because you treat them like dirt, and that's not how these companies. That's not how you forge those relationships. Because, yeah, they're gonna send you games you're gonna not review well.
Yeah.
But if you
go ahead. I think back then, as writers, I mean, we were, before anything, we were gamers who just happened to become writers. I think now it's writers who are trying to be gamers. And then also back then, we would look for everything that was right in a game. Now, everybody looks for everything that is wrong in a game. And I think it's just totally different. I think it's just a different playing field. And there's a awesome picture on screen right now.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people agree with y'all, because after 2013, and you know, not saying this because Xbox, but you know, a lot of people started shifting over to YouTube and you know, and Twitch, not Twitch, but Twitter, and just going there for information over, you know, traditional gaming sites.
Yeah.
I mean, attention span is now so small. So the only way to get their attention is by something negative or some whatever BS to get that click and get their 0.01 penny click, whatever it is. I mean, that's what it is.
Clickbait.
Clickbait.
And they like the negative attention too. So if you're sitting there talking smack to them and then sharing it, that's also views too.
Well, remember that there was one guy, and I'm not naming names because I'm not bringing that attention to it, but there's a guy out there who literally said, "We're not trying to be objective. That's not what we do." And I'm like, what? That's why we couldn't do this today, Sean. We couldn't do this today. We couldn't be,
No.
I've had people ask, why don't you bring NL Gaming back? Why don't you, no, because we wouldn't survive.
It's almost a hostile environment now.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, I think a lot of people are forgetting it. At the end of the day, it's all about games. It's all about playing something to take you away from, all the bullshit that you're going through in life. Get away from work, get away from problems in your life. Go play some games. Have some fun. I think a lot of these people are just taking this stuff too serious.
Yeah.
Way too serious.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Look at my flip phone, man. On my side holster.
Yeah. Oh, you look amazing there. Let me tell you.
And that is the same shirt. It's the same shirt. Still fits me. And this was Madden 2006. Nice hip clip.
Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
There's the Xbox 360 saying, "Please get me out of this plastic case. It's too hot. I'm about to red ring."
I'm about to red ring. There was Street Fighter 2, whatever edition that was. This was pretty cool. A pretty cool room we were in. World Series of Poker. It was this. It was pretty cool. Microsoft knew how to take care of you. That was for sure.
Some cool pillows.
And do I have? Hold on. So I promised. I said to Doom. I said, if you thought that was cool, wait till you see what I got this year. If you thought the Phantom video was cool.
No, we actually didn't. But
well, I meant for the nostalgic purpose.
Proof that it existed.
Yes.
Oh, the faceplates.
I had a. Oops. Here's a. So. Oh, this is E3 2003. Hold on. There's a Halo movie I have. I was trying to find my. While that's playing, I actually have a really cool Halo movie to show Doom. Oh, here we go.
It took 2 in the nose, then dropped into the atmosphere.
Who was first contact?
The game that turned Microsoft on the map.
I put them on the map.
Put them on the map.
Yeah.
Now this was a Bungie made game. Thanks, Doom. Wait till you see what I got. So.
Immediate. Grid Kilo 23 is hot. Recommend mission abort.
All right, I'm gonna show you. So we were
Your call.
We're going
it was the last day of the show.
Get tactical, Marines.
And
ground forces own this city. We'll need to deal with
maybe
them before
when did Halo 2 come out? Was that 2000 and
Halo 2?
Yeah, Brian, when did Halo 2 come out?
Oh my goodness.
Was it 06?
Well, when did the first? When did the
2004.
Xbox come out? Yeah.
2004. All right, hold on. Let me go look.
Oh, okay. Oh.
There it is. So we were in the last throes of the show.
It remains to be seen, honey.
We were walking through the booth. It was like 5 o'clock on Friday. The booth was everybody was we were about a half hour from everything shutting down. My Microsoft rep ran out to us and said, "Hey guys, I got one more demo. You guys want to see it?" And I said, "Well, what is it?" He said, "I'm not telling you. Just come with me." They pulled us into this room, and what we got was a behind closed doors private demo with like 16 other people of Halo 2's multiplayer. They did not have this. This was not on the floor. This was invite only, and we got one of the last, and we got to play it. Once this guy went through and did his little demo and was showing kind of all the new things in Halo 2, then he said, "All right, now pick up your controllers," and we got to run a few rounds of this before anybody else got a chance to play it. This was...
Oh, and that dual wielding was the big deal, right, with Halo 2?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember this, Mike. I was actually there with you.
Yes. It was you and I. I don't think Dan was there for this one. I think he was off doing something else. But remember,
was Chris there?
Chris might have been in the room with us. But it was just so cool. He's like, "I'm not telling you what it is. Just come see it." So yeah, this was
pretty badass.
Yeah, just to get a look. And Frankie O'Connor was the one doing the demo. So that's if you listen, that's his voice in the background.
Press and hold the left trigger, you will boost away at twice the speed it used to go. This is great for getting out of trouble in all sorts of situations.
Yeah, I definitely think social media sort of killed the actual real connection with people, because now it's just sort of an illusion. You know what I mean? You're not really connected to these people. You're talking to them, but you don't have a relationship with them. You don't see them in person. There isn't any bond that's formed.
No.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe some of that is going into the decisions of these guys to do their own thing, to do their own shows, to have their own, you know, because really they don't have a media that can actually do this stuff for them anymore. Any Joe with a cell phone camera can throw this stuff up on Twitter, and there's no need to wait for, you know, NLGaming.com and IGN and GameSpot and Team Xbox and those guys to do coverage. There's no need for it.
Yeah, so, now they can reach millions of people simultaneously.
Instantly.
Well, it used to be, instantly, and it used to be, you had to, like you guys, write the articles, etc.
I'm not too sure reaching people instantaneously is a good thing.
Here you go, 2005. Here's the Halo, the Zelda game you were talking about.
You could probably hear me screaming like a girl.
Yeah, that's why I'm turning it up.
Which Zelda was that?
It was Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess. That's the one with the dog, right?
Yeah, that's the one where Miyamoto came out and he had the shield and everybody was just flipping out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Including me.
It's amazing.
That one came out on the DS.
Their IPs are still.
It was originally supposed to come out on the GameCube, but then they just they delayed it and brought it out on the Wii. Because everybody was wanting to go back from, they brought out the Wind Waker and kind of split people in half when they wanted.
Well, didn't they show a trailer with before the Wind Waker? They showed a trailer of a much more realistic looking Link and Ganon fighting.
Yeah, and then I don't think they did anything with it.
Right, and then they showed Wind Waker at E3, and people were like, okay. I actually love Wind Waker.
Yeah, it's a great game, but I think that it just threw people away. Right?
Well, the sailing was forever and ever.
Yeah. Which is crazy because they're actually going to be showing a Zelda game at the Nintendo's press conference
this year, right?
Yeah. It's it's a remake
of Link to the Past.
Let's see. I
don't think it's Link to the
Past. I think it's the
Tommy, what's up, brother?
Link's Awakening.
Yes.
Link's Awakening. Yes.
Hold on, I gotta show this to Tommy. It's the same shirt, brother. The same shirt. Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Peter. It's crazy how close to the stage you were, Sean. It is absolutely crazy how close you got.
Pushing some people to the side. Get them away.
Yeah, that would have been awesome to be there for that. So, what year did they actually reveal the Wii?
They revealed it 2005, but right before the show, they just showed the controller. And of course, it was called the Revolution, and then they showed the system.
Yeah.
Thing took off.
Yeah.
Can't say the same for the Wii U.
No.
We would like to play.
Wii U is the only Nintendo console that I never bought.
Oh, I had it.
Yeah. I wanted to get it, but
I don't think they're ever going to make anything ever again that's not called the Switch.
Yeah.
Right. By the way, I do have from 2005. I do have a video of the E3 booth. The EA booth. This was cool because it was a 360-degree screen, so it went all the way around you, kind of to depict Xbox 360. That's what my rep said, but I didn't believe him because they showed other stuff on it. But you could see the thing going all the way around and coming back around and showing stuff all over the place.
When EA was awesome.
Yep.
When did Peter Moore go to EA? 07? 08?
Yeah, when did he go? It was after. No, it was.
Wasn't it right after he left Xbox?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was 13 or 14. No, not 13. 12 or 13, something like that. When did Matrick take over?
Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Oh.
Sorry. When did the devil take over?
Jesus.
Might have been around 2010. I thought he took over about halfway through.
Okay.
360 gen. So
I don't remember. Yeah.
It's weird how you look back on a lot of these companies like EA and Konami. They used to be badass back in the day, and now they're kind of a shell of what they used to be.
Well, yeah, Konami really hasn't. But they're bringing back those, the
classic games.
Yeah.
I mean, they're sitting on a ton of IPs, but they're not doing anything with them except releasing the old stuff.
I think they lost a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sure.
The whole deal with Kojima that kind of burned them.
Yeah, Kojima.
Yeah, that put a serious black eye on Konami.
Yeah, so right now they're saying, "Damn, we could have had Strands."
Oh.
And PT.
And by the way, after the show, back when Larry Herb was, talked to me,
the gloved one.
Yes, he did. He handed me my. Let's see over here, my E3 2005 Xbox 360 faceplate. So.
He signed it for you?
No, he did not. I didn't ask him for his signature back then.
He kind of wasn't how he is now. He's more of like a celebrity now. He was just a normal guy back then.
He really he was the director of Xbox Live programming back then.
Is he a celebrity now? Is that?
Well,
you see him all the time. He's kind of like, to me, he's kind of like I don't know.
He's one of the faces. Like it's like Phil, Larry, kind of Mikey Barra, but not quite. He's more
Aaron.
Well, not even Aaron so much. It's if you're talking about like people that are out in the public, and Graham Boyd, AC Bongos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of faceplates, Jeff, I was just picking this one up too. So the other one that we got from 2006, which I heard they were making a comeback, but I haven't seen anything yet. Mad Cats, and this is let me see if I can get it was a Mad Cats E3 2006 specialized faceplate. They didn't sell this. And those are my two E3 faceplates. Didn't you get, because You were there. Didn't you get one of these, Sean?
No.
Oh.
Nope. I remember I got that Tony Hawk skateboard. Do you remember that? I won it.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the hell am I supposed to put this on the plane? I don't know. I think I sold that thing a long time ago, though.
Did you?
Yeah.
Let me see what other cool pictures we have from 2006. Let's see. Oh, a Spy Hunter with the Rock.
Yeah, I remember that.
Spy Hunter with the Rock.
Yes, Spy Hunter with the Rock.
Nowhere to run.
Nowhere to run. Let's see. What? Hold on. Let's see what's there. That's why we have you, Jeff. You're our you are our in podcast chat room research and development research guy. Let's see. What else do I have? Remember these guys?
LucasArts, yes, when they used to make good Star Wars games.
Yes.
Right.
How do you let an IP like that just not do anything for forever?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't
Well, then
just
again,
it wasn't just them. It wasn't just Star Wars. They had Raiders of the Lost Ark. They had the Indiana Jones.
Oh, the first one. You know what? The original Indiana Jones on the Xbox, the OG Xbox, that was a very good game.
Yep.
Yeah.
That started.
It really was.
It was one of those games that started to showcase one of their new engines, where it was kind of procedural damage and stuff like that, where the limbs flailed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, here was the PS3 booth. This was a pretty darn good booth. And I think I have another picture of that booth too, from a slightly different angle, from the other side. It was pretty packed.
And this was 2006?
This was 2006. I'm trying to look and see what other good stuff I had. I forgot who made this game, but this was this was a pretty good.
Aragon.
Yeah, hang on. Let me see who made that game. All right, Jeff. Who made Aragon?
We should have already been on it.
It was Vivendi. That's right, Vivendi. So it was back when Vivendi was an actual publisher before Blizzard, and then Blizzard became part of Activision, and Vivendi was pretty cool. They had some good stuff. What else was? Destroy All Humans 2. Those were cool games, Destroy All Humans. I enjoyed those games.
There's a rumored new one coming out soon.
I don't know what that was. That's right. That's what Bing and Google are for. Bing more than anything because I get points.
Mm-hmm.
So, Brian, Sean, do you remember Brothers in Arms?
Brothers in Arms. Yep. Yeah, those were actually really cool.
Yeah. But do you remember Colonel Antal?
Yeah. Yep.
Another really cool story we have. So when the first game came out, and I can't remember, I think the first game, was Road to Hill 30. And that one was 2005, so it was the year before this. Came out for PS2 and Xbox, OG and PS2. And there was the cool thing that was different about this game than other games was they had a retired military colonel, John Antal, that gave them maps and specs and all kinds of this technical data that they used to create the game's story and to create the battlefield. And it was one of the few games that was almost fully detailed to what the actual battlefield looked like. Well, we stayed after to talk to the guy for a while, and I forgot why. I think we were entranced with the game, and we were really impressed with Colonel Antol's. He was the one up there giving the presentation on the game and how realistic it was and that kind of thing. So the next year came the second game in the series, which was Hell's Highway was the third. Earned in Blood was the next one, and that was 2000. That was August 2005. So this year was Hell's Highway. So we come back to E3 2006, and they're showing off Hell's Highway, and he's there again because he's also involved in this game. Dude remembered our name. I was like, what? And we were just standing there, and I was like, I'm shaking his hand, and I'm just thinking to myself, he has seen thousands of people, but he's like,
well, you know why he remembered you, Mike, right?
Why?
Because you wear that I Have Seen the Phantom console shirt.
The same shirt.
Yeah. But when he said, oh yeah, Mike and Sean, and we're like, what? It was crazy. Yeah. So
if I recall, like, didn't Call of Duty back when it was actually about World War I and World War II, didn't they have a guy too that was like in the military that we talked to as well?
Which one was that? World at War, or was it earlier than that? I'm trying to think which.
It was Call of Duty 2 that was coming out on the Xbox 360.
I'm trying to remember.
And I think Infinity Ward made it.
Yes, because that was Jason West.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember. That one I can't remember.
I think it's weird though that they probably don't even use guys like that anymore.
No, probably not. No. But these were the heydays, man. And again, they had cosplayers, so this is cool. THQ had Lightning McQueen, so they had some, they had the girls dressed up as mechanics.
Like a pit crew?
Like a pit crew. There was Trauma Center, which was, I forgot, I think that was Kauai. So they had, they had nurses. Again, folks, it's cosplay. Don't, don't add us. Here's Dan. Is that Dan? No, I don't know who that is. All right, that's not Dan. Well, let's go to somebody else.
I don't see it, Dan.
I don't have any pictures.
You just wanted to take that picture for some reason.
Oh, here's a God and Heroes. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Tommy, I got one for you. Hold on. We're gonna get in so much trouble.
Why?
I don't think we will. We're good.
She was adorable. Absolutely. I forgot what game that this was for, and I didn't care.
Do you have the vampire chick?
Jesus.
Do I have the vampire?
Now this is turning into my kind of podcast.
There was a girl for, I think it was Vampire, but VAMP. The game that came out for the PC.
Right.
And there was this blonde that was quite the looker. So.
No, I do not.
Vampire there's a game out now called Vampire, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I do not.
In Game Pass right now.
I do have.
Doomhammer said EverQuest.
Is that EverQuest? That could be.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
This is as close as I have.
That's not her.
That's Destroy All Humans too.
Yeah, Sean still remembers it's not her.
Yep. Not her.
No. I honestly don't. I don't.
Yeah. We're going to start losing people now.
Yeah, I know. We get in trouble, so let me show something else. So,
no, I'm saying because you don't have the picture.
Because I don't have the picture. Yeah. So this was, I showed this
there she is.
today.
There she is. There's that blonde girl you're talking about.
This is
Vampire.
George. This is George Lowe. This is the voice of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and it was really cool. They were doing a live show. So here's a picture. This was Game Tap, and I do still have that Game Tap shirt. So Game Tap was a big thing back then. It was one of those. Subscription services where they had a bunch of games and you could download and play them. It was one of the first Game Pass type services. And so they were doing a live show. I was passing by, and Space Ghost talked to me and Dan and said, "How you doing, citizens?" And I looked up and I said, "Doing fine." And he said something back to me, and I said, "What?" So I went over to talk to the Game Tap guy, and he said, "Yeah, that's the. Let me go get the." They were on break, and he said, "I'll introduce you to George Lowe." So Dan and I went back and talked to him for a while, and I'm like, I was telling him all about how much I loved Space Ghost Coast to Coast. You know, laughed about Banjo, which was the Sea Monkey episode that was like the funniest episode. And he was just like he was like blown away that I was that interested in Space Ghost, because nobody else really knew. And he was just, so I said, can I get, yes, Azrael knows. Banjo, no! So he said, I said, can I get your autograph? He said, yeah. So, Azrael, you're going to love this. So he took a poster called The 3 Points of Inarticulation. I'm going to try to do this. I know there's a little bit of a glare. Let me turn my one monitor off here. Let's see if I can... actually, let me also move, because I just turned off the podcast screen, so I can't see shit. Let me move that over to my other screen. Hang on one sec. Move that over here. And I'll minimize it. So, he took every character and he wrote something funny. Eat Fire Punk, Come to Daddy, Lokar, Sit on the Lap of Evil. I think it was this one. Greetings, Citizen Mike. And he signed it, and then at the bottom it says, Snack Tip, Vibro Clams. So the reason that he was there was because Game Tap was showing episodes of Space Ghost Coast to Coast. But that was, I mean, it was just, I was like blown away. That was one of my biggest memories of that show, and it had nothing to do with video games except for Game Tap. Brack, yes, Brack was the Sit on the Lap of Evil. Oh no, there was no Brack in this one. Hang on. Zorak was Sit on the Lap of Evil. Moltar was Eat Fire Punk. There was no Brack in this picture, because it's just Moltar, Space Ghost, and Zorak.
What time did that show come on? Was it like a late night?
It was Adult Swim. Yeah, it was on Adult Swim.
I remember when I used to work night shift and would catch it when I got off of work.
Oh. So this was one of my last shows. Oh, here's here's dude rocking out to Rock Band. I think it was Rock Band. He was all into it too. You can see how serious he was.
I know. It looks like he's doing some kind of math equation.
Well, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. The Ubisoft booth was pretty cool. The N-Gage still had a booth in 2006.
An empty booth.
Yeah, but they tried, man. Gotta give them credit for trying. So, and then this was the general show floor. So, that, for us was the good old days of what I remember E3 to be, And I'd always talked about wanting to get back there one more time. And,
I don't think you'd want to go back now.
No. Here you go, Sean. here is our on the website. Our click here for complete coverage, and would take us to to just a. We'd have a great. Our site would be nothing but E3, and we had crappy internet, so we had to do it at night in the hotel.
Yeah. When everybody went to bed.
Yeah.
Because like all of the journalists and stuff were staying in the hotel too, and horrible.
Yeah, it was
for me, it was like it wasn't even work. It was like Christmas morning for 3 days in a row.
Oh, here is the LucasArts booth. It was during the N-Gage.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that'd be awesome to have those paintings.
Yeah.
The birth was 2004 for N-Gage, and the death was 2005.
Well, that booth was 2006, so they tried one more time. So I just couldn't believe you had to take the battery out to swap games. That was the dumbest. It was the absolute dumbest thing.
Was that sponsored by GameStop? Were they part of that?
I think they were. The N-Gage?
I thought they were.
Nokia. It was a Nokia device.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually owned an N-Gage when it came out.
Jeez.
I do have, I think. Let me see if I have it. When we went to that show. Yeah. So this was cool. If you wanted, you talk about that Indiana Jones game.
Yeah, I enjoyed that game.
So this was the tech that they were using. This was on the show floor.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and they were showing how if you hit a certain part of the guy, he fell over. You know, like you see the proceed. Like they were really showing off this new physics and how.
Yeah.
And how the body, you know.
Yep.
And I'll turn it up a little. He's describing what's going on. Oh, and there's me in the background yelling, use your lip, use your lip.
You know what's interesting too? When I'm watching this, I'm seeing a lot of the animation and stuff that went into the first Uncharted game.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I forgot what the engine was. Go ahead, Jeff. Look it up for us. I forgot what the engine was that they used to do this, because they also showed it off with a Star Wars game. But they really, this was the stuff we got to see while we were there, and it was just you just marveled at it.
Yeah, that was a really good game. I enjoyed that game.
So Doom is kind of right. This particular game didn't release. The one that released was called Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb.
Mm-hmm.
This was more of a tech demo. This game never.
Look at that run animation.
I know.
Oh. Looks like he's looking for a porta potty.
Maybe he was.
Oh wait, I
gotta
think he's
go where
going
you
through the
gotta go,
door.
right?
So that was the door physics where the door cracked and splintered. And I think he's gonna try to throw him through it. And he doesn't quite make it yet.
You can break the other side of it.
Yeah. My high quality camera I'm using.
Yeah, I never understood why Disney, did away with LucasArts Studios, and not,
Oh, that's right. You can pick up a chair.
Yeah, I don't think Disney's interested in gaming.
Project Jeff is, all seriousness, Project Jeff is awesome. It was the Euphoria engine. That is correct. Thank you. See, he's
running like Harrison Ford now.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at the frame rate. I think it's 2.7.
Well, I have the other video I have of this from E3 was the trolley car scene. This was actually also really cool. So he's on top of the trolley, and he's got to fight these guys off. I mean, this was.
That still looks cool. I mean,
And you know,
what's interesting? Again, I'm seeing the train sequence in Uncharted.
Yeah.
I can't. What's he pointing out to me? Hold on.
He made the body hit the ground.
Oh yeah, there you hear me go. Oh.
Yeah, this does remind me of Uncharted game.
You hear me in the background. Oh. But I mean, this is you don't get this anymore either at E3 because it's all gamers now, so they're not giving these kind of demos and stuff. You don't get to see this kind of thing.
It went from a trade show to an entertainment extravaganza. You know what I mean? It's like going to Disney World.
They should
almost.
just rename it PAX something.
Well, they still do have behind-the-scenes demos.
Yeah.
People that do go to FanFest and stuff like that, and so on. They do.
Well, who are they giving these behind-the-scenes demos to? Are they just giving them to just regular fans, or?
No, I think they do random people that are at FanFest. So, because I remember Southbound and Tim Dog and them talking about it.
Okay.
I just miss the days when. When we got these really cool behind-the-scenes things.
Right. Now they just released the game's broken and
Right.
You wait for an update. Right. It's in preview for 7 years.
$30 that you helped develop it.
Yeah. Here for you, Brian. This was the game that actually came out. So, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. And of course, in all seriousness, thank you for providing us some of that live information.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff.
So this was the game that the Collective did with LucasArts. Let me see if it shows any gameplay. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, there it is. And it was a really, really fun game.
It was.
It was an action adventure. Exactly what they don't have now.
Right. I would love a new indie game.
It's just anything action adventure that's well written.
This had a movie. Yeah.
Yeah, this had the licensed music from the movie in it.
Well, because it was LucasArts, so they had all of that.
And a horrible voice actor trying to sound like Harrison Ford.
Yes. Oh.
Look at that. Back in the day, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Back when you could go into an electronics boutique and they had PC games on the shelf.
Yeah.
No. Oh man, pull out some of your stuff, Sean. Pull out some of that good stuff. What do you got?
It's like, speaking of Engage, here's a little Engage brochure right there. It's crazy because they actually had Sega and EA. I mean, EA was bringing out.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Yes. T. Gray Woods.
Didn't this game come out a little while ago? Ashen,
yeah.
Yeah, they announced it. They announced it.
I mean, hell, they even had Bomberman come out for this really bad system. Sega did some support.
Yeah.
Virtual Cop
for the N-Gage. I don't know how in the hell you played it, but. Oh, remember this Wii game, Red Steel, that was supposed to be the big.
Yes.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Yep.
Yeah. Red Steel came out, didn't it?
It did. It did.
For the Wii? Yeah.
It was one of their launch titles.
Yep. Red Steel 2 also came out.
It was supposed to be one of their big games. So. Oh, here you go. Check that out.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Yes.
Let me tell you. I'll tell you what. I can't wait for this year for Forza 8 to be announced and a Tesla to be on the stage, and they say you can play Cuphead on the dashboard of the Tesla
while you're playing Forza.
Right.
In Forza, inside Forza. Oh my goodness.
Well, Forza Horizon 4 didn't even have They didn't have a vehicle come on stage. That was the first time.
Oh, here's
I think they had them
Hammer.
outside though.
Project Hammer.
Yep.
I'll tell you.
Yep.
And Excite Truck.
What did the acronym HAMMER stand for? Because it was H period, A period, M period, M period, E period, R period.
I have no idea.
I don't think it ever came out. Excite Truck.
But I have to know what the acronym stands for now.
Well, it's too late because Jeff's already gone off to play a game. He's listening, but he's not chatting anymore. Mobile Ops.
Look how beautiful that is.
Yeah. There was some really good stuff. I wish I had a... Yes, that was the infamous Sony E3.
The infamous? The infamous?
The infamous?
He's famous. He's infamous.
Right. It's when you're more than famous, you're infamous. Oh my god.
What E3 was this now?
This is still 2006.
2006.
Yeah.
Jeez. So we're still on 2006 and it's 11:30, Mike.
Now we're going at all right. So
It's 10:30 for me.
That's right. It's 10:30.
We can go back to 2003 if you want.
Let's go back to the 90s.
Let's go to 2009.
Let's go to 2019. Let's talk about what we're gonna see this year. Let's at least, because I'd like to get Peter and Chris back into the conversation. I feel so bad. We've been talking about the old days.
I'm enjoying this, but yeah, it is kind of moving along.
Yeah.
If you hear my clock again, you know we're
right.
close to that 3-hour course.
Yeah. Wrap it up, Mullis. All right. So it brings us to, I guess, what little of E3 we're getting this year. So what are we all expecting from here? What are we? So we've got.
EA is going to start off Saturday. I mean, if you want to go in order, I don't know how you want to do it.
Yeah. But. So EA Play. I thought that I had grabbed a picture of that, and I'll grab it if I didn't. EA Play is going to.
For me, EA is all about Star Wars.
Yeah. But here's the thing: we don't have to wait because they're going to show that tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're going to show what tomorrow?
They're going to show gameplay of First Order tomorrow.
I wonder why they would do that tomorrow and not wait.
I don't know. Well, because I'm look.
Maybe they're so excited.
They're too excited. They're like, we have a show Sunday, but I'm so excited.
I'm sorry, it's actually June 8th. They're doing it at 12:30 p.m.
Okay,
they're showing
Saturday.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're doing it. It's like its own thing. They were showing it on the EA Star Wars site or whatever.
And it's on. You said it's on June 8th.
Yes.
All right, I like June 8th. Cool.
So
they're streaming it, right? They're not. Are they have? Do they have a site there? Like they're having like a little conference?
Yeah, they're having EA Play.
Okay.
So EA Play, I'm gonna bring up the schedule of what they're gonna show. They're actually it's gonna be a very short conference this year. They're really not trying to.
You mean they don't see E3 as super important?
Exactly. It's basically. Here, I'm gonna take a picture of this. It's not even a conference. They're in fact, here, I will show you what it says. It's not even a press conference. Let me say.
Well, I'm glad they're doing it on June 8th. It's a nice round number.
Yes, June. Yes. Well,
Weekend.
I'm gonna
Two
be
circles.
You guys are gonna. You guys are gonna have to cover it for me because I'm gonna be whitewater rafting.
Can you please videotape yourself whitewater rafting and put it on the channel?
Don't tempt me.
I think you should do it.
Don't tempt me. So here's what's going on Saturday for EA Play. So they're doing live streams. So countdown, 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern is Jedi Fallen Order with Greg Miller and Andrea Reen. Apex Legends at 10 a.m. with Alex Golden Boy Mendez. Battlefield 5. So, we're not even getting anything new after Jedi Fallen Order yet.
Yeah, I really just care about Jedi Fallen Order.
I know.
And then FIFA, Madden, and The Sims 4. So,
Wasn't there a rumor that they were doing another Plants vs. Zombies?
I thought that there was. They had put something on their Twitter feed about Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah.
I would love it.
Yeah, I love Garden Warfare too. I love that game. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What's coming out on Microsoft's press conference? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm muted again. God damn it.
Right.
No, I hear you.
No, but the podcast doesn't. Hold on.
Oh.
It's I have a so the other night, just to tell everybody, the other night I was testing this microphone and trying to figure out how to get rid of some of the background music, background noise, and I the down arrow is mute so that I can mute myself so you don't hear like this crap going on or me typing on the keyboard. But,
what was that? Was that drums?
yeah, that was me hitting the So
Congo
if I do
drums?
This, no, exactly. It's my desk. So if I hit the down arrow, and if I hit down again, you can turn me back on. So I don't know what you guys didn't see, but didn't hear. But what I was saying was, it's possible that because they're not showing a Need for Speed and Plants vs. Zombies at their EA Play live streams, you might see them on Microsoft's stage because they are still very tight.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to see any third-party games on Microsoft stage. I'm just kidding. I know what's going to happen. But.
Yeah, they've got a 2-hour show, so they're going to show.
You know what? You know what? I feel like they have almost so much that they need to talk about. I don't know how they're going to get it all done. They've got to talk about a new console. They've got to talk about new games. They have to talk about new IPs. They have to talk about a streaming service. They have to talk about PC. So, I mean, how much can you possibly give yourself to do?
Yeah. They do a pretty good job. I mean, the last few E3s, they have a good flow. I think last year was almost 2 hours, right?
Yeah, they've been tight.
I think it was over 2 hours.
They've been tight. They were tight.
It was long enough to need deodorant. That's how long it was.
Or body wash.
Right. Aaron did mention that on Twitter that it was just under 2 hours for this one. So
it's under 2 hours.
That's what he said. Yeah, just under. So.
Hell yeah, baby. Under 2 hours.
We'll see.
Well, for those who are in the chat room, we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here Sunday at 4 p.m. doing the live stream, just to show you guys really, really quickly. This is.
What I did see, the Jedi Fallen will be on the E3 stage.
I can't wait for that game.
I figured it would be.
Yeah.
I figured it. Microsoft's got to have the marketing for that.
Well, even if they don't.
Do you think they have the marketing, or it's just that they're the only major player there this year?
Pretty much.
They wouldn't.
So that's where they want to show the game.
Yeah, but they wouldn't show Call of Duty.
Why not?
Because that's Sony's marketing. Sony wouldn't let them do that.
I don't think they have the marketing anymore.
Yeah, they have. I don't know if they've got the actual marketing, but they still have the 1 week exclusivity on DLC.
Yeah. A week exclusive. Oh, Jesus, a week.
I'm just saying. That's what it is. I didn't say it was not dumb.
That's insane. That's literally insane.
So in the meantime, Bungie decided there's no more exclusivity for Destiny 2 stuff.
Amen to that.
Mm-hmm. Well, they probably have to if it's like cross save.
Yeah.
You can't have exclusivity because that, you know.
No, you're right, but at the same time too, they're also not bound by Activision anymore.
Well, yeah, that too.
Bound by Activision. You mean Bungie that wanted to leave to make something
Yeah.
completely different from Halo and have independence? So the first thing they do is sign with Activision and then remake Halo.
That's what.
Yeah.
Right. How many
Yeah.
times have I said that here? They wanted to make something other than Halo, so what did they do? They went off and made Halo.
And be independent, and they signed with Activision, the beacon of independence.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, now Microsoft has nothing left, or Activision has nothing left. What do they got? They got Call of Duty and World of Warcraft because they still have Blizzard. And they have got Overwatch, and they're going to be working on.
They're still making a lot of money.
Yeah, they're probably gonna.
Yeah, but you know they're working on Overwatch too.
Yeah,
you're right, Mike. Call of Duty's still 7 days exclusive on the PlayStation.
It's not ridiculous.
7 days.
7 days.
How much was that? Who spent that money?
I don't know.
That was somebody who was probably like, I love consoles so much. 7 days.
Oh my goodness! That had to have been It has to be. There has to be some time left on the contract. Is all I can think of.
It used to be 30 days.
Yeah.
So it's dwindling down.
That's the. Can you imagine? It'll be like 2 hours. Right. You have 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Now, my guess is that the reason they're doing that is because they got a lot of revolt from folks who still wanted to use the Xbox controller, to play esports nonsense. So
right.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting because it's crossplay. So
yeah. Right. So we have the Xbox conference, and I don't think they're going to do as much PC there as you think. I think they're going to, because remember...
I don't know, Mike.
Well, you remember Phil has been saving a lot of the PC stuff for the PC show, which they're having again this year, sponsored by somebody. I don't know.
Well, didn't they just say they're going to demo Halo on a PC with an Xbox controller on stage?
Well, it might be the same specs as the next Xbox, maybe.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to wait and see. I know nothing about what they're going to do based on what they've done in the past, so I'm just waiting and hoping for something that's, personally for me, good.
Yeah. And also too, as much stuff as they have, they're not going to, they might show some teaser and this and that, but they still have Inside Xbox afterwards. Have Monday and Tuesday throughout the week. So
yeah, but I don't think that they're going to see Inside Xbox as a place to announce something bigger than they could at E3.
They'll
announce it in their conference, but then show more detail later on.
They're not going to do. So the next Inside Xbox is going to be a week before. It's going to be not the week before. It's going to be. Hold on, because Larry said they were going to do one. Maybe they're doing it tomorrow.
Is it confirmed? Is it confirmed though that Larry's going to have white gloves on for that Inside Xbox?
Probably.
That's very important information. It needs to be confirmed.
I gotta look and see. I thought that they were gonna do one right before. Because he said there was. Maybe it was supposed to be today.
No, that's not Inside Xbox. That's just the like an update. You know how he does the quick updates on what's the latest.
Yeah, but I swear I thought that.
I put it in the deal. But as far as afterwards, Inside Show will be where they're going to be talking to developers and so on.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah, I think you can do.
It's a this week on Xbox.
Yeah,
and they did that. They did that today.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. You are correct, sir. I'm gonna shut up now.
No, you keep on going.
You keep on showing how stupid you are.
No.
But I don't know if they're gonna do it inside because what they're gonna do is that Inside E3 thing like they did the last couple of.
Yeah, years. I mean that's what I mean. Like they're still there, but it's an inside show at E3.
Gotcha.
So right after E3, they'll roll into that.
Yeah, and then start elaborating on what was shown and maybe show more detail.
All right. So, I mean, we'll be here we'll be here live streaming it once again. So hopefully you guys will join us, and we'll be reacting to it. We're gonna have a great panel. We got Italian clowns. We got Carlo from Four Guys with Quarters. Jared Eden from the Inner Circle, who's our TIC affiliate manager, and we'll have Ivan. What are you laughing about?
Who?
You.
Italian clowns?
Yeah.
Is that what you're laughing about? Were?
No,
I'm just laughing in general. There's nothing wrong with me.
And we'll have we'll have Ivan Sillar from Multiverse. So we were trying to get all the heads of the TIC affiliates to come in.
How many people are you having on this podcast?
We are having, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people.
Wow.
So, and it's just, we're going to be watching the conference. So the conference is going to be, for those of you who see it, the conference is going to be showing up in here, and we're going to have it pretty much from the edge of my.
And before you end the podcast, can we all agree on one thing?
We can.
Microsoft cannot end the show on a third-party game.
They won't. They're ending that show on Halo Infinite.
I do agree.
You think they're going to end it on that?
Heck yes.
Because they have to talk a lot about it. How would they end it on that?
I think they're going to talk about it and then show the trailer.
Okay, that would be good.
I think they're going to end it because it wasn't last year, but the year before that they ended on Gears 4.
They ended last year with Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, right?
Yeah.
Which I thought was a dumb idea.
It's always a bad idea to end on a third party.
When you're not ready to show off your first party stuff. I mean, what else do you have? I mean,
Yeah, I think they should have been ready last year to show at least one IP, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, true, but they just weren't,
Yeah.
But definitely this year, they definitely have stuff that they can show, and they at least save something big for the end. First party, so I think they will. What do y'all think they're going to open with?
I think they'll open with Phil Harrison coming out on stage and saying that there's a new Sony hybrid Microsoft box releasing that streams to your shoes. I don't know. I don't know what they would open with. I honestly don't know. I mean, Microsoft every year. I
think they open with Gears.
So I have no idea.
I think they open with Gears 5 because Gears 5 is coming out this year. Because it's coming out this fall. I think they open with Gears 5.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Gears 5 is, drastically different.
Jeff had enough. Jeff came back to the chat room. He was like, hey, "Screw this! They can't blaspheme Cyberpunk 2077 like that."
Oh no, I'm not saying it's a bad game.
No.
You just can't end a show on it.
Yeah,
right.
I
mean,
agree
it's going to be
with
a great game, but it's everyone's game. It's not, your game.
So start off with Gears and end with Halo.
Unless they end with a brand new IP, it's the only other thing.
See, that's another thing too. Yeah, I mean, I would end with something from the Initiative. Yeah.
Might be too soon for that one.
Did you see that? They just had more people. Some heavy hitters hit that team
from Santa Monica. Yeah.
They are.
It's all great, but I mean, you have to produce something.
Yeah.
Right. It's like getting every great musician together and then to make
all right, hang on.
Something on 8-track.
Yeah. Coop has a great question though. Can they end with Fable?
Ooh.
Well, sure they can. It's an exclusive IP. End on something that's yours.
I think they should, if that's what everybody's been anticipating for a while, and it's bringing it back. I mean, they should.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's something. I mean, I remember the years. Sean backed me up when they would end with a Halo trailer, and there was just something magical about it.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that music.
I hope they get back to that magic with Halo. I really do.
So.
I say you start off with something different.
No,
I agree. I'm definitely excited for Infinite.
Yeah, but I do think they open with Gears. I think that's their big fall title, and they want to get They need that hype right away. It is.
Yeah.
It's their big fall title. That's
Just start the show with something new. Have something
That's
new
what
in
I
the
was
middle.
saying.
Yeah.
Have something new in the middle, and end the show with something new. That's it.
No.
And in between, you can throw a third party around.
Slap it around.
Slap it around. Right. You can end the show with my mom coming out and throwing chicken parm at the crowd.
So, well, but that might be in the new Ninja Theory game.
oh, we're definitely gonna see that.
I'm a little leery. I was, when they purchased Ninja Theory, I was super excited because I want a character-driven, single-player new IP, and that was the one acquisition that I thought would give it to them. But the rumor is it's like an isometric co-op multiplayer game.
I'm not believing any rumors until.
I hope that's not true. Yeah.
I mean, that might be a game that they've had as a project looking at, but that doesn't, who knows. But I mean, they did say they were giving Ninja Theory and all these other studios what game do they want to make. So I also think Compulsion will have something to show. We Happy Few's been out for a while, so
yeah, they've got to be working on something new.
Yeah.
I just think they need one big IP that's a wow factor, something unmistakably AAA and unmistakably big budget and huge and big and just something that energizes the base.
But I think Fable could be that if they get.
And I do too. But
that would definitely be one of them. But I would definitely agree. I would like to see a new IP.
I would too. I just think though, but so, and this is the problem though. The Xbox consumer base has to buy into a new IP.
Exactly. They don't. I don't want to get into it. We'll turn this into one of those podcasts.
I know, but
right.
Well, but everybody knows. Everybody
IP,
knows how everybody knows how I
WLP.
feel about the criminality behind not supporting Sunset Overdrive and Quantum Break
Or Rise.
Because that's
or
rumor.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Or what? What's the next one?
Well, Sea of Thieves is
or
finally,
Crackdown.
Or Crackdown. Right, Crackdown.
Or State of Decay. Or
State of Decay.
No, State of Decay did well.
State of Decay did well.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves did well, and now I think it's got a. I think Sea of Thieves has a solid player base. Even if you take out the crappy PC gamers that grief you and cheat.
Oh, you can't complain, Mike. Come on.
I know.
It's Microsoft's family. Everybody has to play together.
I'll get banned from the forums I don't post.
Right. You can't possibly, talk about a difference between a console and a PC.
Yeah. No.
So I guess going through the studios. I mean, you have Playground, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they're working on Forza 8. Maybe we'll see that because that's
they're doing an open world game, right?
And open world, which supposedly is Fable.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, the world in Forza Horizon is amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could imagine just a character walking around in that world. So, that could be Fable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I just want one big game. I don't care if everything else is skewed towards Game Pass and PC. If it's Fable, fine. Fable isn't a new IP per se, but I mean, they can relaunch it the way that they did with God of War. I'm hoping that they do that with Gears 5. I'm hoping that it takes a lot of different chances.
Yeah. From what I'm seeing, that it seemed like it's a little bit more open.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. God of War, similar in a way. So I'm definitely excited from what I'm hearing on that. Who else we got? Because he said that they have 14.
Well, there's In Exile and Obsidian.
And Obsidian's
working on Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, and we got
which is a third party game.
It is for now. It is, but it's funny.
Well, they also said the sequel would be third party.
Really?
Yes, they did. They said any future Outer Worlds games are going to be third party. I don't know how that works when you own a studio and it's a first party studio. And
well, maybe not.
Well, maybe they've renamed the title and then it's not a second.
Now it's second party, even though we own you.
Right. Well, they could still be first party, but be a multi-platform game.
Yeah, sure.
I wonder if those are going to be in Game Pass when they come out.
Everything's going to be in Game Pass, right? If it's a Microsoft game.
Yes.
And on PC.
Yes.
And Steam.
And PlayStation. Some of the games.
Yeah. Not sure about that.
All right. So, any other thoughts from the Xbox conference?
Just be good.
Yeah.
I would like to see Rare do something else.
What was that, Sean?
Yes, I would like to see Rare do something else. You're right.
Another Perfect Dark or another Conquer game.
Well, Rare supposedly, that's right. I'm glad you brought that up. Rare supposedly has a new game they're going to show.
And they are showing Battletoads.
And Battletoads, but they had another studio work on that. So that would be interesting.
Remember Battletoads versus Double Dragon?
Does Battletoads excite you? I mean, is it exciting? Who's driving a car?
That's
the Stinger clock, my Mustang clock.
Yeah, that tells us that's the 6-minute warning to the top of the hour.
We're getting close to the 3-hour tour.
So,
I'm curious to see what the new Battletoads is, because I've heard the art style is supposed to be pretty interesting. So.
I don't know. I could do another Battletoads. I mean, I remember I missed the NES days because I was a Sega guy. So my first foray into Battletoads really came with Rare Replay, and I liked it. That kind of side-scrolling, fighting turtle, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle style, Golden Axe style game. That kind of appeals to me. So if they do it right, I could be excited for it.
Yeah, I think it'll be a smaller title, maybe something 2.5D.
Well, I mean, you got to have a mix. I mean, you're going to have Ori. They're going to show the new one on that, the Wisp.
The Wisps.
I wouldn't.
Oh, right. They're going to show that too.
I would not be surprised if Nintendo comes on stage and has something to announce.
Banjo-Kazooie for Smash.
Yeah. But I would like, we've seen Cuphead on the Switch, Minecraft. You see this collaboration between them.
I don't think any Nintendo IPs are coming to the Xbox.
Maybe not a big.
No, not happening.
I still maintain that one of the big surprises is that Phil's going to come out. And you're going to have that Apple Bill Gates moment where Reggie Fils-Aimé is up on the big screen.
No, that's not happening. That's just not happening. There's no way.
That's why he left. He went to join. He hasn't said where he's going, remember.
Yeah.
He hasn't said where he's going.
He left
yet.
Nintendo, but somehow has access to their IPs to put them on other platforms.
His body is ready for Microsoft.
Right.
He's got a deal going. He's getting it all set up.
They got Bowser. Bowser's going to come out on stage.
That's right.
Doug Bowser. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if you see some kind of cross promotion between Nintendo and Microsoft, whether it's on Microsoft's or Nintendo's E3 briefing.
Look, after the news,
cross promoting what though?
It could be anything from maybe Smash.
I can see Splatoon. I can see something going in Game Pass from Nintendo.
I don't know. I really don't. I don't see any of their big IPs going anywhere but a Nintendo
not Mario,
platform.
Not Zelda.
Splatoon's a pretty big IP now.
There's been a rumor about Forza coming to the Switch. I don't know if that's true or not.
And remember, there's the whole thing about Xbox Live being used on the Switch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's definitely something going on, and they're just.
See, that's what I was talking about earlier when I asked Sean about the streaming inability on the Switch and achievements and all that stuff. I could see a back end of Xbox Live doing that for Nintendo.
Yeah.
But I really don't see. I really don't see Microsoft getting anything in return other than just getting that service out to Nintendo and getting the money for it. I don't see them getting IPs from Nintendo in return for that.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
got quiet.
I know.
I just think there's something else going on that we aren't.
You want there to be something else, Mike? Don't you? You're like, please let there be something else.
I mean, there's no. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just saying it just seems like it. You know, they got so cozy with. They were the ones that were doing all the cross-play, and they were the ones who were talking nice about each other. And the three of them were out during the video game awards, and Phil was kind of rubbing Reggie's back a little bit. And, I mean, it was just, I don't know, there was just something.
You saw Phil rubbing Reggie's back?
I'm just saying, there's something right. Did you grab my ass?
So just to recap, Mike remembers me in a row, and now he remembers Reggie rubbing his back.
I'm just saying, there's something else that may be going on that we're not privy to, and there has not been a lot of big leaks from the Microsoft side this year like there have been before. We're getting all these rumors and things, but there's nothing that has really. There's been no Jeff Keighley.
God.
Hey, the Xbox One X is $500. I'm out. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
I couldn't even see Nintendo. They're not going to put their IPs on the Xbox console, but what's left is letting them go to PC and the Windows Store. But I don't even see that happen.
Maybe it's an xCloud thing.
I just don't know. I just really don't. I don't think. I mean, Nintendo almost has a 1-to-1 between software and hardware with some of their games. No. It's insane. So I don't know if they need to do that. So
I did get past a rumor from a friend of mine that xCloud beta for Xbox Insiders might start at E3. I would be interested in at least trying it. Even if it sucks and I decide not to use it, it's worth me trying it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. The more things keep changing, the more I think that I don't think that there seems to be so much. Streaming is the future. Oh my God, I'm on board. Everybody loves it. I just don't think that this is going to be as big as anyone thinks it's going to be. I really don't. I just don't see it. I don't know who's going to. Just streaming in general. I mean, the thing with xCloud, if Microsoft says, you buy a game physically or digitally, you install it to your hard drive, you own it. If you want to then take that library with you anywhere else, you can do it. That's a great additional feature. But, like looking at Stadia, it's, give us money to buy full-priced keys to stream a game. Mm-hmm. I just don't understand why that's exciting to people.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm old.
Well, I think the difference between Stadia... No, you're not. The difference between Stadia and xCloud, though, is that Microsoft has hardware that they... they have hardware that they've got. They've got a console that is their one of their primary delivery conduits. PC and console. Stadia doesn't have anything. They don't have a console. There was the big rumor was they were going to announce some console. And
I know, and they had that whole setup where they showed all the different consoles in glass, and then the last booth was empty.
Right, and it turns out their console is just a Chromecast.
Right. I mean, exciting.
They don't have something to. They don't have something to make their to be a second delivery. So they don't have a choice but to do that. So that's the difference. I think that Microsoft will do this as an option, and we don't even know what what the cost is or
exactly
anything like that. If they make it part of Xbox Live or Xbox Game Pass, I'll be very happy. Because that's great. If it, maybe they make it part of Ultimate, and then that gives you some value into Ultimate.
Yeah.
But they don't. That's not your primary. If we want to continue to play on the Xbox, or if PC gamers want to continue to download the stuff to their PC and buy it on Steam or buy it on whatever store they want, they can still do that. I think this is simply...
Excuse me.
This is simply a...
Come on, spit it out, Mike.
It's just simply an option for Microsoft where Google doesn't have that option.
I think that's the key. I think that's the key. If you get an option, I mean, someone like me, and I'm pretty sure you guys will agree too, digital and streaming, you can't put it on a shelf. I mean, look behind me.
Yeah.
I collect. You can't collect the digital. You can't collect streaming games. What am I going to put a Stadia console on my shelf 20 years down the road?
Yeah, the controller.
Yeah, I mean, just because
Controller.
just because something may be the future doesn't mean we have to give away everything now.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, I'm sure we're all going to be able to have anti-gravity cars now, but I'm not just throwing out my car today. I just don't see it being as big as it's going to be. It's going to be an additional feature for some people. Some people may use it. The people who play mobile certainly are used to paying nothing for games, so I don't know why they're going to just pay for a subscription service now to play games that they've never been interested in before. You know, the moms and the pops that are playing mobile games aren't all of a sudden going to say, "Hey, I think I'll play a full-fledged AAA console game now." I just don't know.
Well, the way I look at it is that people who prefer to play on mobile, they're just not console gamers or PC. They just never had those games come to them. So if Xbox is bringing a service where they're going to have a mobile Game Pass version, like they're bringing the PC, now people have that option. Okay, what's this service?
But those games, but those people you're talking about, they're used to paying no dollars to play games.
No, you're right, but they're also used to paying for Netflix, Hulu, and YouTube as a streaming type. $9 a month. To me, $9 a month to most people, that's not a lot, right? Because that's how a lot of these other services are charging. So they're just going to look at it. Oh, cool! I can pay $9 a month.
Yeah, but they could also say that I've been paying $9 a month to watch movies and music. So why add an additional $9 a month to play something that I've been paying $0 for my whole life? I can just stick with what I have. I don't know if that's the audience that's going to gravitate to streaming the way Microsoft and Stadia and Sony thinks is going to happen.
Well, and I did grab this. This is the Stadia pricing.
By the way, it's 12:02, Mike.
Yes, I know. I got 12:05.
Okay.
So, I grabbed the Google Stadia pricing, and there's 2 tiers of it.
Yeah, a free tier and a pro tier.
The free tier I didn't understand, but does that mean that for the free tier?
The free tier. What's that?
I said, pour me a drink too.
Oh, I was just going to the bathroom. I'm sorry. No, it's a drink. It's a drink. It's a drink.
Christ.
It's a drink. It is.
Oh,
the free tier is free, and you get no games in it, and you basically can just pay $60 for brand new games to stream.
So you just got to buy the games.
Right.
Okay. Buy games whenever you want. That's fantastic.
Isn't that an amazing feature for 2019?
Great feature. So the free Stadia gives you up to 1080p, 60 frames per second, stereo sound. No regular additional free games, and Stadia Pro discounts. No Pro discounts. No discounts. So basically, it's just a conduit.
Right. You can just buy games that you never see or own and stream them whenever you want.
For $10 a month, you can get up to 4K, which is great if you're on 4G. And you've got a data cap.
Yeah, first off, you're not getting 1080p, you're not getting 4K. You're getting close to it, or an assimilation of it, but it's not native 4K or native 1080p. Right. So I just don't know what. I'm old. I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
No, I agree with you, but we also, like you said, we are old gamers, but we are living in a day and age where our kids, all they do is stream. They stream their movies, their music. They're playing games on touchscreen, mobile, and if they have an option to play some of these games that we're playing on console and PC, that bring it to mobile, they will play it because it's being brought to them.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. We're just gonna have to wait and see.
But I think it is an option. I don't see console going away anytime soon. No. At all, because you still have a market out there TV needs that hardware market. You got AMD and all these other companies that make this hardware to be able to, opt for PC and all that. They still,
So
Yeah.
here's what makes this more fun, and I want Peter to speak to this because I think if I know correctly, Peter's in on this. So Stadia Pro is going to be $10 a month, but right now it's only going to be available through the Founders Edition, which is $130. For that $130, you get 3 months of Stadia Pro, limited edition controller, and a Chromecast. And a buddy,
and first dibs on a gamer tag.
And first
Don't forget that.
That's right.
Oh, wow, now it sounds great. I didn't hear that.
Exactly.
You do get a buddy pass too that lets you share a 3-month pro subscription with a friend. So you do get that. That's not.
Can you share that to you?
Wonder who Peter's friend is on this panel.
Can that be?
It's whoever can wash his car and mow his lawn and. So, Peter, tell us why you went in on it. Why did you pre-order it? Or
why?
Yeah.
Who pre-ordered it?
Not pre-ordered, but I guess you do pre-order because
he bought it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, what I said, it's like first dibs on the gamer tag.
Right.
Plus, it looks cool. I don't have a Chromecast or anything, so I thought,
Well, and so games that will be there, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Baldur's Gate 3, Borderlands 3 is there. I did take a picture of all the games. It was kind of a jumbled mess, but Wolfenstein Youngblood, Destiny 2, Metro Exodus. So there's a few games for purchase. But the question is, if you get the Pro Edition, do you get can you just play these games?
What do you mean, can you play them?
Do you still have to buy these games, or are they just available?
If you have the Pro Edition, they're putting games in the service like a Game Pass service.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they said specifically they're old games. If you want to play new games, you need to buy them at full price, and then you can stream them anywhere you want.
Wow.
Right. So you have access to a catalog of old games if you go Pro. And then you have to pay $60 for, I guess, information that flies through the air to your device.
Sounds like the One Live.
It's exactly what it is. It just works better.
Sounds like
Hey, I already got it right here.
Yeah, there it is.
It sounds like the Infinium Labs Phantom console.
Yeah.
Brian,
you're gonna have a shirt that says "I use Stadia."
I'm in the same boat as you, Brian, on this whole thing. I think
it's not. Yeah, it's
I don't think it's shutting out like new stuff. Yeah, they can. Kids can have this stuff, but I'm just gonna stick to my physical copies of games, and
especially when you look at the console market right now, everyone's making the most they've ever made, and you're looking at a PlayStation that's going to reach 100 million. Again, so I just don't think that there's less and less of a market of people that are willing to say, "Hey, I want to buy a new console." I think they're going to run out and buy the new PlayStation and the new Xbox.
Yeah, you're always going to have that market. I mean, that's last gen they sold. Didn't they sell over 100 million? We did.
Yeah.
Xbox.
And look at what Nintendo's doing this generation.
Yeah.
I mean, look how many people buy vinyl records, but then still, have a streaming service like Spotify or Apple Music,
Yeah.
No, there's no more Apple Music.
They can
Oh,
coexist.
that's right. iTunes is going away.
There is a market for nostalgia.
iTunes is going away on the Mac.
Yeah.
On Windows, it might live forever.
Live forever.
It'll live forever.
Wouldn't it be funny? How ironic is it that an Apple product would live forever on a Microsoft platform?
Yeah. It's actually a bad thing, because the new app for music isn't going to Windows, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
They're just keeping the old iTunes, but this is getting way off topic for gaming.
Yes, sorry. So, I was just showing off a couple other small things. So here's your bandwidth for Stadia, by the way. So
Yeah.
if you want that cool 4K, you need at least 35 megs and recommended minimum upload, I think, of 10. Oh, I'm sorry, down to a recommended minimum of 10 if you want to do 720p. I think your I don't know, I can't remember what they said your upload speed needs to be for like this stuff too.
I think I forgot.
But
Right. I mean, that's something right there. I mean, even with I have a gigabyte. So even with that, I'm sure I'm not going to get a full fat 4K image. So it just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. I'd much rather just buy something and own it and play it. Maybe if I'm playing a game on the Xbox and I go away somewhere and I want to just pop it on my tablet, maybe I'll try it. But as a means of replacing that experience, I think we're a long way away from that happening.
Yeah, no, we are. I mean, with Xbox coming out with the
Consoles, right?
Option, they're starting to get there to where they're going to have an offer a SKU without the disc.
I don't know. I don't know how well that did. I don't know how well that console did. I think they might not do that now, based on the. I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, it's going to go on sale though, big time. Here,
yeah,
during E3.
Maybe they have that for like a Black Friday, like super deal. I can see that.
But I think that's where consoles are heading eventually.
I think Nintendo might be the only one left that's. By the time everybody's streaming and going, there'll be the nostalgic company that still makes a piece of hardware.
Cartridges, yeah.
Cartridges, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
buy. I'm telling you, yeah, they will be free.
But it's not a 4K console though, right? It's just a retro console basically. But I mean, you're not going to be able to buy Cyberpunk 2077 and play it on that, right? Right.
Mike, I think you're muted again.
That's not the point of it. So, but keep an eye on that in television. I'm just saying.
There's going to be a market for nostalgia, and I think as everything starts going digital, I think that's going to grow.
Yeah.
I mean, because look at the Sega's bringing out a Genesis. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody's running away from it.
Well, I mean,
the big three. Everybody's running to streaming, right?
They're going to streaming, but Sony now is going to get in on the PC, right? Well, with PS4,
yes.
But
PS5, I think it's going to be backwards compatible
with PS4, but I'm not sure if it's going to do PS3.
I don't know because of the cell processor making it difficult.
Yeah. But emulation is better when your hardware is beefier, so.
Yeah.
Very true.
And I'm along the lines with Doom. I honestly, I'm really not a physical person anymore. I'm a minimalist. I like, I mean, I've been digital since last gen. But I do like collections. I mean, I am slowly adding stuff in my game room, but it would be nice, they're doing away. Let's just say they do away with physical. They need to offer some kind of physical collection to go along with your digital. Maybe
that's where you get the steel
codes.
cases.
Yeah.
Now you can buy steel cases, like blank steel cases.
Yeah, I mean
the thing that bothers me about everything going digital is our kids and our grandkids aren't going to be able to experience what we've experienced growing up. Having to go and blow a Nintendo cartridge and put it in a system. It's
yeah.
No, everything is going to be digital. And you can't.
Yeah. Well, both my daughters, I started them off on the GameCube.
Good system.
Yeah. So, but now they're on mobile, and
Yeah.
I think just like Brian said, I mean, we're just getting older, and things are changing, and sometimes change.
Well, somebody's going to always offer a traditional experience, and whoever that is going to get my money.
Yep. Yeah,
that's it.
So.
Yep.
Well, we'll get these aftermarket. I'll play everything consoles. You can play Xbox, PlayStation, everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
You can play it on the Playbox.
Yeah. When we're 80 years old.
Very
quick. You can get an old piece of shit TV like this right here and play all your old consoles on it. Cheap too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, very quickly. Oh my God, that's not what.
Very quickly.
Very
it's
quickly.
almost 12:30.
Yes, I know. That's why I said very quickly. Any thoughts on Bethesda?
I'm disappointed they're not going to have Starfield showing. But Wolfenstein, the new Wolfenstein, Doom. I think Evil Within 3 is probably going to show, but I don't know what else.
I don't either. I mean, it's going to be a without those. I mean, without those two big hitters. I mean, everybody knows already what's coming with those other games.
Yeah.
So
who knows? Maybe a surprise.
Perhaps.
But they did surprise us with the Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield, right?
Yeah.
Fallout 77. It's just a little better.
Yeah.
All right. Well. Any thoughts on Ubisoft?
Yeah, I love Ubisoft. I've enjoyed their games. I mean, I've enjoyed their games this gen. So I think Watch Dogs 3 is coming out, which we saw a leak. I enjoyed the last two, but I was also lazy on the last one because I just let you could just call the cops and the gang members and let them come in and do your work for you and just watch them. So I don't know. This will be curious. It's in London.
I love the first one. The second one was like, and this third one, it sounds like even worse than 2. So.
Did you beat the second one?
I did.
Yeah, I did too.
I had to force myself.
See, I have to give you a ton of credit. You are what you do when you get a game that you don't like, and yet you still beat it. Like Red Dead 2.
I mean, I paid $60 for it, so I want to get as much out of it. Yeah. It's not that they're like bad. It's not like they're horrible games. It's just like kind of more disappointed than anything.
Well, all right. So, any odds on the Crew 3?
Not sure.
I don't know.
I know that
I enjoyed this.
Beyond Good and Evil 2. Show.
Square Enix. What are they?
Yeah, with Coop said Breakpoint.
Yeah, Breakpoint.
Yeah, Breakpoint. I guess we're not going to see Splinter Cell.
We're not.
I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know. I mean, why were those goggles on EB Game site?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
That's suspicious.
Can I do?
But who knows?
Bring back Michael Ironside. It's the voice.
Yeah.
I think they will. I think if they do it, they will. So. All right.
What about you think we might see the new Assassin get a teaser?
Nah. I think they'll wait till next year.
Because it'll come out next year.
Yeah, it's a little too soon.
Yeah. So. All right, last one. Square Enix. We know they're done with Tomb Raider. Or at least we know we're done with that trilogy.
Yeah.
We're going to see, I'm sure, the latest trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Which may never come out.
Come out
on the PS6.
Right. They come out on the television. They're going to announce it for the television.
The Phantom. It's exclusive.
Now, they're supposed to come out episodic, but it makes you wonder how much they're going to be cost a piece.
Yeah. What if that slight rumor we heard that Microsoft might buy IO Interactive, speaking of episodic, and bring Hitman in?
Could happen.
That would be so.
Still think it's a possibility.
You want to talk about something that would kind of shake the trees at E3, like really make a splash. Hitman is still a very cult classic-y kind of popular title, and they did really well with those episodes with Hitman 1 and Hitman 2 or whatever, so that would be a big splash. That would be I would consider that kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's perfect for an episodic thing, Hitman.
Yeah.
I remember tweeting that I wouldn't mind seeing the guys that do Hitman. I wouldn't mind seeing them do John Wick.
Ooh.
There is a John Wick game coming though, isn't there?
I'm not
I
sure.
thought someone was making a John. Oh no, it's John Wick was in Fortnite.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. So.
Yeah, we don't.
No.
Who was
there
it
was
that
a
did that
John Wick
Avengers game?
Chronicles. Oh,
What was
there's
that?
John Wick Chronicles for VR.
Oh.
In case you were wondering.
Who was it that was doing the Avengers game?
Square. That's Square Enix.
It's Square Enix. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
So.
Yeah, they're gonna show that.
Yep. So. All right.
Nintendo.
Man.
We got Sean
yeah.
here.
That's right. How do we do that now? Because
Sean.
Oh no!
Nintendo.
That's right. See, that's.
We'll make it quick, Brian.
Well, I got
3-hour podcast. Jesus.
I got to support.
Hey, this is E3. This is pre-E3, man.
Sheesh.
Come on, it's been a long time since we've done this long a podcast.
Oh.
Nintendo's known big title so far is Pokemon Sword and Shield, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, Luigi's Mansion 3, and Marvel Alliance Ultimate Alliance 3.
And they'll all sell millions upon millions of copies.
Animal Crossing.
I would not be surprised if they do show Animal Crossing, and I wouldn't be surprised if they show a cheaper Switch.
They were talking about another Switch, a remade Switch.
A cartridge-less Switch.
It could be just without the
Joy-Cons.
Yeah, that too.
So a cell phone, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
It could be.
It doesn't.
It could basically be. Yeah, it could be just like
a dockless.
These could be connected right here. No dock. $200. Hey. Because they're phasing
So essentially,
out.
it's a handheld.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's the Nintendo DS-2.
Yeah, they're gonna call it D-Switch.
D-Switch.
Unswitch.
No.
Yeah.
You can't. Whoosh.
Well, and when is that? Oh, Treehouse. That's on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It's. Yep.
Okay. See, he was quick, Brian. He was quick.
Thank you.
He was over there snoring.
I know.
I'm like, I want to get some gaming in tonight, but we're coming up on 12:30.
Oh, come on! This is when is you have not been on this show in literally 3 years. It won't kill you. You can wait another 3 years to come back if you want. It's fine.
1 year for every hour that you podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
This is
Jeez.
look,
Every
come
3
on.
years, it's 3 hours.
Come on, at
tour.
least we have had a great time tonight. This has been a great this has been a great show as far as I'm concerned. I've really enjoyed talking to you guys and Sean, man, going back and just reminiscing and just talking about the good old days just made me feel good. You know, and Brian, having you on and it's just there's a reason you're the voice of reason, and you made some great points tonight about where things stand, and I know that you make those points in your videos and and on Twitter, and they're very valid. I mean, we're in a very new phase for some of us old guys. Stuff we've never seen before, and things that were tried back then, like the Phantom console, and we just don't know how this stuff's gonna roll out now. So I get it. So having your voice in tonight was really great too, and I really appreciate it, honestly.
Okay, no problem. You know what else old guys need? Do you know what else old people need?
Sleep.
Yes.
All right, well then, let's wrap this puppy up, and want to thank everybody. Look, we're bleeding viewers too, because they're all going to sleep too. I get it.
Right. They're like, wait, it's 3 hours? What's happening?
Hey, Jeff came back.
Watch the rest tomorrow.
I know Jeff came back because he got tired of us not being able to give the right information. So.
Well, he came back because he thought this was a new show. he doesn't realize it's the same show.
This is Pre-E3 2019. I mean 2020.
2020. Right.
So, I'm trying to find the look. All right, so we can be done. It's fine. So I do want to thank you. I do want to thank you guys. All this honestly has been a great night. I do appreciate it. Want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat room who hung with us tonight. I want to, especially some of the people who don't normally catch us. It was nice to see Trinity Warrior and some new folks. And Azrael was really nice to see her in here tonight. So I really appreciate it. We love you guys. Sean, this won't be the last.
No, definitely not.
No.
So we got to talk about some things because I know you've talked to me about doing some retro stuff and getting back into the swing of things, and the truth is you are always going to be NLG, always. It's in your blood. It's in your DNA. We are brothers till we're dead, man. That's how it is.
And you signed that contract, so
that's right.
Don't forget that.
That's right.
He's not gonna let
2000.
Yeah, he just took a couple years off on vacation. That's all.
Yeah.
So we had some great shows back in those, man. Like I said, one of the things that I'm grateful for is that you were around when we were able to pay tribute to Satoru Iwata. When we were able to have that show, that was a great show.
I remember.
And then Nintendo decided to give us a copyright strike on it. But other than that. It was a great show, and I was grateful to have you there for that. So, because the year when we started was the year he became president of Nintendo. Brian, again, thank you very much. I really appreciate you being here.
I'm sorry. What did you say? I dozed off.
Yeah, thanks. So, any words from Spitterman?
He's asleep.
He's asleep. All right.
Right.
All right. Peter, Chris, as always, great show, guys. Thanks for being here. I know this. I know when we get into these older nostalgic things, you're in more listening mode. So I do appreciate you guys hanging out and being able to throw jabs in there when you could.
I mean, it's just a great time.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to, just listen to you guys' story and the history and stuff. And
well, we
fantastic.
We had a lot of fun. We took a lot of joy in what we did. And a lot of pride. And a lot of pride in how well we competed against the big guys.
Definitely.
People treated us like we were like we were one of them. We weren't second tier. We were, I just such great memories. So, we could do this again, another time and go through some more and and talk more at another night. But gentlemen, I'll let us call it from here. Chris, why don't you, since you missed last week, why don't you take us out?
Yeah, thank you everybody for watching NLG. You can catch us next week. It's about the same time. No, actually, Sunday.
Yeah, don't forget about Sunday.
Well, let's do E3 Sunday. So, I'm super excited for E3, and I know a lot of people that came in. Appreciate everybody that jumped in the chat. Awesome to have you here, Worry and Sean. So,
thank you.
I think we'll be happy. I think hopefully we get some surprises, and we can enjoy our games going forward. So,
yep. All right.
We're out.
We're out. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Game on, guys.
What does the number 10 mean? We're counting down. Are we still live until we get to 1?
And then the next step. And then
Is it still live or no?
Yes, we're still live.
yeah.
I can't believe the ending takes this long too.
This is the after show.
We're big business here, man. Somebody's got to pay the bills. We don't make any money,
Keeps
but
going and going and going. Still live, right?
No, we're actually starting.
thank you.
Oh, we're gonna start over again. Is this really still live?